HCTV Sports Game Day. Welcome, I'm Brad Silbert. This is HCTV Sports Game Day. You'll see 4 exciting games on one screen. The live graphic will show which game you are watching. It's an IHSAA version of the Red Zone. You can watch on all IHSAA TV apps, your smartphone, Amazon Fire, Roku TV, and Apple TV. Game Day is brought to you by Logan Street Signs and Banners and Noblesville Trophies. Welcome to HCTV Sports Game Day. Welcome, I'm Brad Silbert. This is HCTV Sports Game Day. You'll see 4 exciting games on one screen. The live graphic will show which game you are watching. It's an IHSAA version of the Red Zone. You can watch on all IHSAA TV apps, your smartphone, Amazon Fire, Roku TV, and Apple TV. Game Day is brought to you by Logan Street Signs and Banners and Noblesville Trophies. Welcome to HCTV Sports Game Day. Welcome, I'm Brad Silbert. This is HCTV Sports Game Day. You'll see 4 exciting games on one screen. The live graphic will show which game you are watching. It's an IHSAA version of the Red Zone. You can watch on all IHSAA TV apps, your smartphone, Amazon Fire, Roku TV, and Apple TV. Game Day is brought to you by Logan Street Signs and Banners and Noblesville Trophies. Welcome to HCTV Sports Game Day. Welcome, I'm Brad Silbert. This is HCTV Sports Game Day. You'll see 4 exciting games on one screen. The live graphic will show which game you are watching. It's an IHSAA version of the Red Zone. You can watch on all IHSAA TV apps, your smartphone, Amazon Fire, Roku TV, and Apple TV. Game Day is brought to you by Logan Street Signs and Banners and Noblesville Trophies. Welcome to HCTV Sports Game Day. Welcome, I'm Brad Silbert. This is HCTV Sports Game Day. You'll see 4 exciting games on one screen. The live graphic will show which game you are watching. It's an IHSAA version of the Red Zone. You can watch on all IHSAA TV apps, your smartphone, Amazon Fire, Roku TV, and Apple TV. Game Day is brought to you by Logan Street Signs and Banners and Noblesville Trophies. Welcome to HCTV Sports Game Day. Welcome, I'm Brad Silbert. This is HCTV Sports Game Day. You'll see 4 exciting games on one screen. The live graphic will show which game you are watching. It's an IHSAA version of the Red Zone. You can watch on all IHSAA TV apps, your smartphone, Amazon Fire, Roku TV, and Apple TV. Game Day is brought to you by Logan Street Signs and Banners and Noblesville Trophies. Welcome to HCTV Sports Game Day. Welcome, I'm Brad Silbert. This is HCTV Sports Game Day. You'll see 4 exciting games on one screen. The live graphic will show which game you are watching. It's an IHSAA version of the Red Zone. You can watch on all IHSAA TV apps, your smartphone, Amazon Fire, Roku TV, and Apple TV. Game Day is brought to you by Logan Street Signs and Banners and Noblesville Trophies. Welcome to HCTV Sports Game Day. Welcome, I'm Brad Silbert. This is HCTV Sports Game Day. You'll see 4 exciting games on one screen. The live graphic will show which game you are watching. It's an IHSAA version of the Red Zone. You can watch on all IHSAA TV apps, your smartphone, Amazon Fire, Roku TV, and Apple TV. Game Day is brought to you by Logan Street Signs and Banners and Noblesville Trophies. Welcome to HCTV Sports Game Day. Welcome, I'm Brad Silbert. This is HCTV Sports Game Day. You'll see 4 exciting games on one screen. The live graphic will show which game you are watching. It's an IHSAA version of the Red Zone. You can watch on all IHSAA TV apps, your smartphone, Amazon Fire, Roku TV, and Apple TV. Game Day is brought to you by Logan Street Signs and Banners and Noblesville Trophies. Welcome to HCTV Sports Game Day. Welcome, I'm Brad Silbert. This is HCTV Sports Game Day. You'll see 4 exciting games on one screen. The live graphic will show which game you are watching. It's an IHSAA version of the Red Zone. You can watch on all IHSAA TV apps, your smartphone, Amazon Fire, Roku TV, and Apple TV. Game Day is brought to you by Logan Street Signs and Banners and Noblesville Trophies. Welcome to HCTV Sports Game Day. Welcome, I'm Brad Silbert. This is HCTV Sports Game Day. You'll see 4 exciting games on one screen. The live graphic will show which game you are watching. It's an IHSAA version of the Red Zone. You can watch on all IHSAA TV apps, your smartphone, Amazon Fire, Roku TV, and Apple TV. Game Day is brought to you by Logan Street Signs and Banners and Noblesville Trophies. Welcome to HCTV Sports Game Day. Welcome, I'm Brad Silbert. This is HCTV Sports Game Day. You'll see 4 exciting games on one screen. The live graphic will show which game you are watching. It's an IHSAA version of the Red Zone. You can watch on all IHSAA TV apps, your smartphone, Amazon Fire, Roku TV, and Apple TV. Game Day is brought to you by Logan Street Signs and Banners and Noblesville Trophies. Welcome.
190 with 9 state titles. That's good enough for being tied for second all-time.
Much better than 38 degrees. Wasn't it 85 on Wednesday? Let me discuss that with my broadcast partner, Jan Bozier. By the way, I'm Rob Blackman, and we thank you for joining us tonight on our Champions Network Game of the Week, brought to you by Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. There's that old saying, Jan, that I've never been fond of that always says, well, it feels like football weather. Does this feel like football weather?
Well, it does, and then some. I believe the last time you and I were together, we were shorts and T-shirts. Now we're actually 2 jackets, and I just in prep. So I don't know what's going on here, but hey, you're down there playing football. In a little bit after you get soaking wet, a little cool, then you'll forget about it.
Well, it is 38 degrees at kickoff, and again, as we look at the long-range temperature, we think it will remain at 38 throughout the evening. So it is a damp, cool, chilly night here tonight in Tipton. Regardless, we're going to play this game because there's a conference championship that is on the line, as I mentioned, between West Lafayette and Tipton. Now, you talk about 2 teams that are having great seasons, both 8-0 on the season, as I mentioned a moment ago. West Lafayette is currently ranked 2nd in the state in 3A football, according to the AP poll. Tipton currently ranked 2nd in the state in Class 2A in the AP poll. So you have 2 teams undefeated, 2 teams ranked 2nd in their respective classes. Both teams, of course, trying to keep the momentum moving on into the postseason. But the beauty of this game, to me, Jan, is it makes the regular season finale count for something, right? You're not just trying to look ahead and, the playoffs are next week and we got to focus on that. No, all the focus is winning the conference championship tonight.
Yeah, no doubt about it. There will be teams across the state who don't have this West Division versus East Division, and perhaps they don't take it as seriously. If I'm a coach, I like this because we're getting Zoom focus right now. And you talk about these teams 8-0. How about West Lafayette being third in the state. I'm talking all teams averaging 53. Tipton, 8th in the state, averaging 47. We got some high-powered offenses here tonight.
That is a lot of offense, and defensively these teams have been pretty good too. How about Tipton? Defensively this year, on the season, they're only allowing 13 points a game. But if you break it down just in conference games, they're only allowing 9 points a game in conference. That's how good they've been when the conference battles have come their way.
Well, that's traditional Tipton. Tipton has always been known for the big, tough, strong type defenses, and no difference in this. And if you're going to talk about Tipton, then you got to compare it to West Lafayette, averaging just giving up 11 points per game. So two really good defenses, two high-powered offenses.
And some really good quarterbacks pulling the triggers for both. We'll talk about it tonight. KJ Radebush, the senior QB for the Tipton Blue Devils. It is senior night, by the way, here tonight for Tipton, so they'll be fired up, certainly, with a senior class on senior night. In West Lafayette's led by a junior in Kyle Adams. Both of those guys have put up impressive numbers this year. Radebush is a dual threat QB. He's thrown for 14 touchdowns. He's run for 23 touchdowns. Kyle Adams, much more of a passing quarterback. 31 passing touchdowns and 76% completions. That is impressive.
Yeah, the completion ratio is what you look at there. Still you look at over 2,000 yards of passing out of him. But what I always look at is just what you mentioned. What is that completion ratio? Now, they try to say, well, there's a lot of short passes. Well, a lot of people have a lot of short passes. You got to make those too. And if you don't, it's an incomplete pass.
Yeah.
Nevertheless, he's very accurate. He can throw the long ball. And, boy, he's got a nice list of receivers too.
Boy, he does. You look at guys like Kyle Hazel, Harrison Truitt, R.J. Erb, Spencer Blankman, all guys that they like to throw the football to, and all guys that have been productive all season long in catching that football. And then, by the way, you add a senior running back in Sage Hood, and that West Lafayette offense is potent with a whole lot of weapons. For Tipton and Radebush, boy, he's got some good ones too. And it starts for him with a couple of running backs in Hyatt Flanagan, Elijah Lillis, and Sebastian Connor. And then when it comes to passing the football, keep your eyes tonight on Luke Stoker, who is their leading receiver coming into this game. We're going to pause for just a moment. A very special moment of silence here at Tipton High School as they honor Steve Powell, a former Tipton High School player.
More so with Pruitt being so young, he's not going to want to throw it with a slick ball. So anything that they can do to help him out in pushing through is going to be that they can do. So see a lot of scouting out there.
Yeah,
Popeye a little bit, you know.
He is kind of like Popeye.
He's got, it's just got that look, and like I said, it's no knock on the legendary coach. Love the man to death, and it's great. It's going to be fun to watch his team play tonight, which I've never seen all the years that I've done football.
When you look at this matchup, just as a whole, not only is it between a legendary, maybe the legendary coach, but you have Heritage Christian coming in. They're 2A. They're 4-4. They've had a bell curve. They've had just identical schedule. They had a win, 2 losses, 2 wins, 2 losses, and a win. So if you look at this matchup just on the surface, what do you see?
Well, I see the Sheridan wants to come in and probably run the ball, whereas Heritage will probably want to throw the ball. We've seen Heritage a couple of weeks ago against Covenant Christian.
It was a great game.
It was a great game. Came down to Covenant winning that one 12-10. Fantastic it was. But the guy that Heritage goes to when they do throw the ball is Harrison Eckel. We'll talk about him later. And then for Sheridan, when they run the ball, they want to run it with James Manis. A guy that
a week ago, both teams were looking to Noblesville upsetting Brownsburg, which looked like it might happen last week until and we wore down a little bit and got beat 17-7, and then Zionsville put it on. So 2 big surprises there, and now this game is for which, as well as I do for coaches, second place, they want to win. Okay?
Yeah.
So it's sectional time right around the corner here.
Championship game. It's a unique conference. Schedule only your first 8 regular season games. You don't know your Week 9 opponent until literally Week 9 is upon you. West Lafayette knowing, and I think Tipton probably both knew the last couple of weeks that they were headed for a collision course in Week 9, but they all literally found out together late last Friday night. So that's how these two teams got here. Tipton, again, 8-0 under the guidance of Aaron Toll. 14 seasons for Coach Toll, 103 wins. He, of course, replaced a longtime successful coach by the name of Mike Toll here in Tipton. Aaron, the son of Mike. And West Lafayette led by Shane Fry. What a job Shane has done in just 6 seasons at West Lafayette. He's already won 61 games. So 10 wins a season, fans. Even I can figure that out. Pretty good run for Shane Fry in just 6 seasons at West Lafayette. Red Devils are going to get the opening kickoff here, with Tipton wearing the blue uniforms. Obviously, the Blue Devils wear the blue unis, and the red white uniforms with the red pants tonight. The deep men for West Lafayette, once they come out to take the field, and they will, Clinker and Blankman. Clinker 35, Blankman number 28. And we're almost ready to go for football here. Slack is the kicker who wears number 4, Nathan Slack, the senior. Again, one of the seniors being honored here tonight on senior night for the Tipton Blue Devils. And we're officially underway in the championship game of the Hoosier Conference here tonight. This ball is fielded on the run and taking the ball all the way up to the 35-yard line. That was number 35 to the 35, Gabe Clinker. And that'll be our first opportunity now to see an offense of the West Lafayette Red Devils. Last year they lost in the regional at Brebeuf. In a game that, quite frankly, was a very fluky ending. West Lafayette thought they had that game won, and a kickoff return for a touchdown in the final minute of the game actually ended up giving Brebeuf the victory. So 1st and 10 for West Lafayette, led by their quarterback, the junior Kyle, number 12, 2,800 season, and they stick to the ground game right out of the gut, and the fullback, the running back, I should say, runs right over the defender. That is Sage Hood, the team's leading rusher at 797 rushing yards. And by the way, when we call West Lafayette high-powered on offense, they are just that. They run an up-tempo offense. They waste very little time talking about the play at the line of scrimmage, as again, this is Hood carrying the ball into the 49-yard line.
You know, as you talk about Hood, last year he ran the ball a lot more than they've had to run him this year. They've tried to become not only more balanced, but a little more passer.
A 3-year starter. Jan mentioned he did start last season. Look at the power by Sage Hood, just carrying defenders inside of the 40-yard line. He goes down to the 38, 1st and 10 West Lafayette.
Yeah, he had over 1,800 yards rushing last year.
You see how, I'm sorry, Jan, you see how quickly they get to the line of scrimmage. Yeah. They like to snap the ball in less than 15 seconds. Here's a deep man down the sideline. Touchdown, West Lafayette. Kyle Hazel. How about that? The first passing play of the game. Down to Kyle Hazel, his 9th touchdown. And just like that, the Red Devils strike first. We haven't even played a full minute of this game.
Well, this is what happens when you run the ball very well and also can pass the linebacker moving up, and safety's moving up, and then you get speed on the outs, and there it is. That's a quick score for West Lafayette, Rob.
Kyle Hazel, if that name sounds familiar, it should. His dad, Darrell Hazel, the former head football coach at Purdue, now the wide receivers coach for the Minnesota Vikings. As the extra point is on the way, it is up, and it is good. Kicked in by Caleb Crockover. So just like that,
About number 2, Samson James, one of the best running backs in the nation. He's ranked 7th on the Rivals.com in the nation as far as recruits, and he pulled the old switcheroo just this last week. He was going to go to Ohio State, and after the Ohio State-Indiana game, said, you know what, I'm changing my mind. I'm going to be a Hoosier. So just a few days ago, Samson James says, I'm going to be going to Bloomington. Quarterback calls his own number this time, and he'll get knocked down. That was Henry Hessen. Picked up a yard, so that'll be 7 yards for the Avon Orioles.
Sanders on the tackle for the Millers.
Defense for the Millers has been long. They've held teams to just over 10 points a game, I believe. 15. I'm sorry, 15. 10's what they're scoring.
Yes.
Shotgun for Avon. So a different running back. Samson James is not in there. That is Jarrett Stephen. Jarrett Stephen running the football.
Well, there was talk that that Samson James is kind of a little banged up. So, the thing about it with Avon, if they can get everybody healthy and at this, state. So
they sure can.
They got a good team.
They've got Reynolds back there and Stephen is back again. Hessen calling his own number, and he'll put down for Avon. He does run the ball. I think he's the second leading rusher on the back. Will take off most of the time when James is in there. 90% of the offense.
So it'll be interesting to see how they shake this out today, because we're going to see some different things. First down for Avon.
Yep.
Hessen's only a sophomore, and he's had a great year. He's passed for right around 4 yards.
Jared Stephen back in there again now with him. Henry Hessen takes back. He's going to run again. This time forced out, and I think he's going to be wrapped up and brought down.
I think that's double D.
I think, Dalton Davis was right there. Now he got a bunch of help.
Yeah, I think Jenkins was there. I mean, the one thing about the Mellon, that defense is really, really tough. And, many people that can block Dalton Davis or Jenkins, time in, time out.
So that now brings up a second down and 21.
And he will take it back for a pick six. That looks like a rookie mistake there from Pruitt, as the Eagles are on the board with the touchdown on the pick six.
And that's not really much of a surprise coming out of Pruitt, as coming off of his freshman season, he had an average of 3 picks a game, with one of those averaging a pick six a game. So coming off, he is not necessarily having the greatest record on throwing interceptions. So I would not be surprised if we see a few more of those with the rain out here tonight.
Yeah, looks like the Eagles are going to kick it. But yeah, Pruitt almost made the tackle there, but he got juked out. See, are they going to kick it? Yes. It looks like they are going to kick it. 6-0 Eagles. Extra point. Oh! It was a misstep. The kicker's going to roll. Oh, he actually completed it. And it is just short. That could have been it.
Man, Jennings, he was all over that.
2-A also in there, changing his direction. So that'll bring up a punting situation on 4th and 19 for Avon. I think Groover is back. Is that Groover?
Yes, it looks like
Zach Groover back deep for your Millers. Their punter is Nick Bandy. So he's punting from about midfield, and it looks like it's going to go into the end zone.
Yeah.
Yep, it does. Into the end zone, so good field position for the Millers as they'll come out. And again, here we go, Perry, talking about this defense. The defense has really done a remarkable job holding teams to right over 15 points a game.
Because they started on the 30, okay? Yeah. And,
negative yards.
Yeah.
Had a couple good plays earlier. It'll be interesting to see, as you said, with Samson James. He's getting ready for the
You have a very senior-laden Blackhawks.
And it looks like number 34, Jake Doran, was on the stop. And then Heritage, they honored 10 of their seniors on the football team right before kickoff time.
That's right, senior night here on the north side, and a rainy senior night. But this is, if you have any nostalgic qualities for football, this is the type of atmosphere and weather you like to have for a football game.
Rainy night in Indianapolis, but not a rainy night in Georgia, right?
Not at all. They want it hot and steamy. Here is Delp, and
got a
we'll
false
wait.
start.
We'll wait. 3rd and longer. Someone was a little too eager.
So that's not going to sit too well with the legendary coach on the far sidelines as Delph goes over to get the play now from Coach Wright.
So it'll be 3rd and 14.
That's serious business. You've got to play your A game here on out.
Well, they trail by 2 touchdowns. This will be their second offensive snap of the game. Their first one was disastrous. Handled this time easily by Raudebusch. He had a receiver, but a little bit low. That ball was low, intended for number 11, Aiden Moses. He is a senior.
Didn't really got a good handle on that either, because he basically threw it. And you're going to look at it, Rob. You're going to look at a Westlaw 3-3 stack, and you see teams that run this 3-3 stack that will really kind of hide the. Let's watch West Lafayette. They're going to bring a linebacker almost always. See, here he goes again, either showing blitz or blitz.
2nd and 10 for Raudebusch. And this time they try to run end around. The defense is waiting. That is George Karloftis, one of the most.
Much, though. On 1st and 10, handoff is to Manis. Yeah, from the fullback spot, and he gets almost another first down. A gain of 8 for James.
And that run, as Manis took that handoff, Jonathan, he went to the right side, cut on the outside of the tackle, was able to cut it back upfield and pick up those 7 yards.
So it'll be 2nd and 3. 6.5 to go here in the first. We're blowing by. We have so much material prepared, and we're not going to be able to use any of it.
You know, we'll get it in.
Manis the fullback. That's Hovey the tailback. He breaks one tackle, but is wrapped up again by, who else? Josh Mitterling, who seems to be everywhere this evening.
And he did pick up another first down.
So we'll keep moving the chains.
They move the chains, and the officials say stop the clock. Placed on Heritage's 26-yard line.
A little bit of a wing tee backfield, but Manis is able to elude it, but he does. He ping-pongs off of Kyle McAvoy, but the Eagles were able to flock to him to get him down.
McAvoy had him, but he was sorry, but he should have wrapped him up, but McAvoy, Manis was just too strong to get by McAvoy.
25 yards on the ground for Manis so far, and it's him and Hovey moving along. They got every yard except for the pass to Nick Burnell. Delph will keep it. Now he'll flip it. The run-pass option to Burnell, who has a first down, still charging forward at the 10-yard line, down at about the 9.
We're going to see a replay.
Here's a replay.
And we'll be able to see it right here as to who hits it. I can't quite see. Who draws it loose?
Tolliver got the fumble.
Tolliver? Yep.
Fumble, but I don't know who hit him.
To Hood, and then incomplete. They were trying to run a little play action here and threw it behind R.J. Erb, who wears number 22, 45 catches.
70 yards.
That's not bad. Could you throw it that far?
Used to.
I believe it. Oh, man. Look out.
Ethan Lowry.
14-yard line. Hand off to Luke. Nothing in the middle of the field, but he's fighting his way for maybe half a yard or maybe less than that.
The one thing about it is, Will, Millers have got to get something going inside this red zone. Of course, Jack Knight, again, is a big player as far as he can kick a field goal.
Yep.
I know Noblesville wants they would probably take 3.
Yep. Tuane is in there.
Tuane, as you can see, is going both ways, he's played offense. Noblesville has about 6 players that go both ways.
Pass to the corner and touchdown. Zach Groover, touchdown, Millers. What a great catch. It was all over him, and I couldn't quite see it. And then Zach just reaches in at the last second and I think here's strength right here. His hands are strong, was able to pull it away. Yep.
That's that old outfielder baseball, right?
So nice touchdown from Zach Groover, a senior. Great family. Love to see it. Anytime a Groover does something good, it's fun for all Miller football.
That's right. That's right.
As we know, his
Mama Jen's sitting right down there.
Well, Jen, I remember last year, she didn't even have a senior, and she helped the senior parents through the senior year.
She's
and
a
that's
great
just
lady.
The way she is. So it's great to see Zach get a touchdown.
Well, the Millers on the scoreboard first, 7-0.
You know,
in favor of the Blackhawks, and it was a very definitive opening drive by Sheridan.
Yeah, this ball, it's now 4:34 on the play clock, or on the clock, and this drive started at the 11:52 mark, Jonathan. So they chewed up almost the whole first quarter.
And as you see with Drake being attended to, something that is to note with especially single A football teams, Bill, is a lot of players play both directions. And Delph is also the starting cornerback. So it's a two-way. If he's at all hurt and able to play, that takes away two starters, not just one.
So now Delph is walking off.
Here's the replay of the touchdown.
Under the with the help of the training staff.
And this was very crafty, one could say.
Fake to Manis, and then he just continued to elude tackler, and then cuts it back up. Might have got a little help from, offensive line. Got him across the goal line.
Story of note, we'll get to it in a second, but Cameron Hovey on to kick. Kicking has been a tremendous weakness for the Blackhawks. As you see this just shimmy on through like the Browns from last week. But we'll be back. This is Indiana SRN. We're always...
Now, the problem is they're a long way from a first down. They started that play 1st and 37 after a pair of holding penalties. So now they've improved it to 2nd and 25. And now their quarterback is going to be on the run, Kyle Adams. He won't have enough for a first down. He's going to get close to the original line of scrimmage. He'll at least make it manageable here. It's going to be 3rd and 11. Yeah, maybe closer to 3rd and 14. I think I need to check my eyesight there at my old age. Closer to 3rd and 14, if not 15 yards for Kyle Adams. And now a penalty. I beg your pardon, this is not a penalty. This is a timeout taken by West Lafayette on 3rd and 15 with just over 8 minutes to go here in the first quarter. We'll take a timeout as well. Early lead for the Red Devils of West Lafayette in this Hoosier Conference Championship matchup.
Billy came through for the Millers. Looks like a penalty.
Holding against Avon.
Wow.
Probably, do you take that and back him up? Position. Yeah. I'll mark it off. 10 steps. Put him back even more. Yeah, I was looking at some numbers, and Ham was one of those guys that really jumped out.
Oh, yeah, he's up there with Eddie.
Yeah, he's got a really good defensive year. Yeah, he's got 80. Coming into this game, he had 83 tackles. Eddie was leading the way with 92.
Hessen back to throw.
Here's Hessen again. Ball is incomplete. So that'll be 2nd down and 20 now for Avon.
Looks like it's probably still raining a little bit out there. Of course, we up here in the press box, we're not getting too wet. So.
Yeah, see, when Jim Wofford said, "Hey, Will, you want to do the game Friday night?" I said, "Well, I kind of like to sit out there in the crowd." Then I started looking at the forecast.
You thought, man, this may not be too bad.
It took me about 24 hours to take a good hard look at the forecast and say, I get to be indoors.
That's right.
Sit next to Perry.
I'll fumble again.
Yep, loses the ball, but he gets it back. That's the quarterback. And a whole host of Millers, including Skylar Tolliver right there to wrestle into the thing around.
2 a day in there on some help, too.
Avon is surprised by this defense. I'm sure they looked at.
Oh yeah, I mean,
this defense.
Well,
is good.
let's face it. Our defense is Noblesville defense is on the field most of the time anyway. So you can have a lot of footage of Noblesville.
Yep, you can.
Those 3 guys up front are really, really good.
3 guys up front, and they run with the 4 linebackers. Here's the quarterback again. Calling
nice spin
shakes
out
one
by
break,
Hessen.
but then Tolliver in there again to bring him down. Didn't pick up enough there. It'll be 4th down, and here comes the punting team for Avon. So, again, flip the field. It looks like the Millers should have really good field position here.
Effort and strong effort by Peyton Carter.
On the carry. A yard shy.
I think they're going to measure.
Measure.
One of the most dramatic moments in all football.
For sure. Great people. It's been a while since we've been back at Tipton. Good to be back tonight. I think I was figuring out the last time I was here in a broadcast was maybe 10 years ago.
3rd down and 2 for the Blue Devils, looking for their first down of the game. It's going to be quarterback keep all the way for Rodabush, and he'll have it. Good second effort there by Rodabush. He had to fight through the tackling Tavion and fall forward for a 1st down.
Well, he's their man. He's got to get him going here, whether it's via his legs or his passing. He leads them in both categories. Now, they tried to kind of get started with other runners here just to keep the West Lafayette Red Devils from keying on him. So that's really one of the few runs he's had. But he's going to have to get this Blue Devil team going.
They used Sebastian Connor as a lead blocker there. He had a key block to help spring the extra yardage. They're blitzing again, and Rodabush wants to throw. He'll throw on the run and throw it out of bounds. An alert play by Rodabush. That's a senior quarterback making a smart decision to throw that ball out of bounds. No one was open downfield. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Tipton's one of those teams, 2/3 run, 1/3 pass. They like to set up the pass with the run, averaging 255 on the ground coming in and 163 in the air. So they're one of those teams, and traditionally have always been that way, that they really like to establish the running game and open it up then with the passing game.
2nd and 10. They'll go back to the ground game. There's a nice run. Well done there by Hyatt Flanagan.
Hyatt Flanagan on the carry.
222 rushing yards on the year coming in for him. He hasn't been used a bunch as a runner, but that's a 7-yard gain for him to set up 3rd and 3.
Well, I think Tipton's thought process is they've got to find some different weapons, because West Lafayette knows about Rowdy Bush. So they've got linebackers keying on him. So they're going to throw some different runners at West Lafayette to try to get some things that they perhaps have not seen a lot of.
3rd and short now. They're going to go right back to him. Flanagan, this time's going to be thrown down behind the line of scrimmage. That is Yanni Karloftis. He is the younger brother of George Karloftis. Karloftis Yanni is a sophomore, and that's his 8th tackle behind the line of scrimmage on the season.
Well, we both know they're both big. Both of them over 6'4". One's a little heavier than the other, but nobody got that defensive end at all. He was not sealed at all that time. You see, just nobody touched him at all, and that's makes it a little easier to tackle when nobody blocks you.
Tipton's thinking field position now in this rainy night. They are going to punt here, or are they? Just as they were snapping the ball.
Looked like West Lafayette really jumped there. Let's see who they get, unless Tipton move first.
Well, that'd be significant because it's 4th and 6.
Agree much.
No, we don't.
Give the two-a-day.
He's a big, strong runner. He's
He is.
pounding his way, but he does not pick up the 1st down. Gets across the 45 to about the 46. Yep, so they're going to have to punt the football. And
Yes, they will throw. He looks.
And just spikes it onto the ground because.
No one was open.
Yep. Now, looks like Jack Phillips will come out to kick the field goal.
Let's see what Jack Phillips thinks here. If he won't, 29, 30-yard field goal attempt here. Let's see what Phillips does.
And Jack has proven to be a pretty trustworthy leg from inside 40 yards. So this should be automatic.
Phillips. It is good. Now the Tigers are on the board with 3 points. Eagles still 6-3 after getting a pick 6 in the first quarter. So now the Eagles will take this kickoff here, and we will get to
It's a football. It was a pass to Jalen Peterson, who is their best receiver, and he just dropped it. Again, you said before, Avon having a little trouble hanging on to the football, and right there, that should have been a catch. But instead, it's now 2nd down and 10 from the 29-yard line. But Henry Hessen, he's your quarterback. Back there with him still is Jarrett Stephen. We have not seen Samson James. I can't tell across here if he's even dressed tonight. Fake.
Nice
handoff,
fake, yeah.
Nice pass.
That's going to be a first down.
Yep, looks like it's right at the first down marker. So Jalen Peterson hauls that in for Avon, and they're moving the chains. Just barely got it. Got it right to the 19.
Justin Johnson Sparks with the tackle over there, but first down.
Hessen again. Steven to his left. Wide receivers right, and quarterback calls his own number, and he's moving down to the 10-yard line. Henry Hessen. He's a tall runner, isn't he? When he takes off,
he's pretty good. He's pretty good sized kid.
Stays,
6'1", 90,
yeah, he stays
193 sophomore.
Right back to Carter this time on the 3rd. He did not get the necessary yardage. He may have even lost a yard. At the very best, he got back to the original line of scrimmage. You're going to be looking at 4th and short yet again here for Tipton.
Yeah, this would be even if you had a good field goal kicker, you're still looking at over 35, 38-yard field goals. That's probably not doable, especially with the wet conditions and footing.
And Slack's long this year, by the way, 22 yards.
Yeah, so that's probably not in the thought process here. Tipton knows they need a touchdown, so they're going to go for it, and that's a great call.
So it is 4th and 1. They marked his forward progress to the original line of scrimmage. Oh, boy, short. I don't think he got there. They handed it to Flanagan again. He's been their most productive runner on this series, and he did try to fall forward. Let's look at the spot here. And no, it is a turnover. They were not able to reach the line to gain. And this time on 4th and 1, Tipton cannot convert.
For me, Rob, this play took a little too long to develop, and they hand off from the shotgun, so you're already 3 yards back.
So
but they don't seem to have an answer for him right now.
Not yet. Manis was able to get all the way, get 8.
Play Lafayette Jeff in the sectional. That's the only game that Lafayette Jeff lost.
Yeah. So they're at the 12-yard line, 2nd down, 3 yards. Quarterback Hessen is going to get the first down and more. He breaks one tackle. He's heading to the end zone. Touchdown.
Nice run by Hessen. Let's look at this again. Jennings kind of limping again. He's got a tender ankle anyways. And
he's on. Am I good? Okay.
I hear you.
So the extra point to try to tie this game, and he gets it. So it's now 7-7 with just under the second quarter gets started. Well, that's the quarterback. The quarterback Henry Hessen proven he can run the football.
Absolutely.
And that time he got hit.
Oh, he did.
Yeah, they gave it to him.
I'm 0 for 1 guessing tonight. Boy, I thought for certain they had tackled him behind the line of scrimmage. They, being number 6, Roman Baird, who had a great tackle from his defensive end position. But they do give him a first down gain, and right back to the air go the West Lafayette Red Devils, and they overshoot Harrison Truitt, who was running down the left sideline.
Well, the thing you have to say about these wide receivers for West Lafayette, nice length. That's what you love to have in wide wide receiver, tall, good long arms, great targets.
6'5".
Yeah.
Only 175 pounds. He is a tall and skinny young man. Here's Hood. I bring that up because Peyton Truitt is an offensive lineman in the Big Ten. He's also about 6'5", but he's not 175. Closer to about 300. See if West Lafayette can snap one more time. The quarter is over. They will. They will give it a save. Busy in this first quarter, and that will be the final of
Manis. Delph looking to pass, and it's almost intercepted into the hands of McAvoy and then onto the ground.
That's a nice defensive stand there for McAvoy, as he was right on that receiver coming downfield. Spencer, I believe it was, for Sheridan. Almost came up with a pick.
And so it'll be 2nd and 15 after a false start on their very first play, and then the real first play was completion. This handoff to Manis going nowhere. Eddie Leverage on the tackle, the sophomore. While we have a second, taking a peek at the Titus Bakery out-of-town scoreboard, keeping you up to date with games going on around the state. Avon Noblesville tied at 7. North Central leads Ben Davis 14-7. Bedford North Lawrence and Columbus East, big game in the southern part of the state. The Stars lead the Olympians 21-15. Mishawaka leads Penn Up North 14-7. West Lafayette 14. Tipton nothing. Western Boone 6. Lebanon nothing. Delp will pitch it out to Hovey, who gets elbowed out of bounds. Got a decent gain, but it wasn't nearly enough. We would say third and manageable, but it's fourth.
They thought he was going to pass it, but Hovey was able to come around, take the pitch out. I think if he would have cut it back upfield before, I think he had a little seam there, Jonathan, that he could have probably picked up that first down.
That's 35 yards for Cameron Hovey on the game so far. Jesse Kolb, the tight end, plays defense. He also punts. And this one straight up, a pop-up, infield fly rule, but it will be fielded on the hop at the 50 by Thompson, and he's out across the other 45. I think they'll mark him down there, but my eye.
They want to pass. They being Kyle Adams, and he'll be sacked. Adams could not run away from Peyton Carter, who was one of the first to reach him, and that's a QB sack.
Yes, sir.
For Tipton. It's their 18th sack of the season.
You know, this is senior night for Tipton. Senior's going to have to step up and make some big plays. Still down a couple TDs, and this is just great pressure. And the more Tipton can do that and keep West Lafayette on their heels a little bit, the better it will be for the Blue Devils.
17 seniors on the Tipton roster. Now they're setting up the screen of the Red Devils, and Sage Hood has some blockers out in front, some big bodies out in front. There goes Sage Hood deep into Tipton territory, still on his feet. It finally dragged down around the 30-yard line. Eventually he was caught from behind by the Tipton defensive back. Nate, beg your pardon.
He's got a seam up the middle and is close to a first down. Gain of 9 for the freshman.
You're right. He did have that seam up the middle there, and thanks to the guard and the center, Ben Warner, the center, and the guard, DJ Cobb, was able to open up that little seam for him. It's going to be 2nd down and 1.
About 10 yards on the game for Brown. He lost a couple. Back into the spread, 2nd and 1. They give it to him. Colton Brown whirls and twirls for a first down, all the way up to the 43-yard line.
Cameron Hovey was.
That will technically be a passing play because the ball was pushed forward by the quarterback into the hands of R.J. Erb. So that counts as a pass and a catch and an 7-yard gain.
Yeah, Tipton read that pretty well. And a play like this, when you got misdirection going one way, coming back the other way, the backside has to really be doing a good job reading the football.
Back to Hood, and he's caught from behind. I'll tell you what, if you're looking for a player of the game for Tipton, it's Peyton Carter. He makes another huge tackle.
About it, and they needed a spark, and now Carter has led that defense, and all of a sudden they're playing inspired defense. And if your offense is struggling a little bit, get the defense going, make some plays, and so far Tipton's doing a great job.
11th tackle of the season behind the line of scrimmage for Carter. The quarterback just decides to keep Kyle Adams. He gets busted pretty heartily into the Tipton bench area, but he jumps up quickly. No worse for the
About 2 yards, really 1.5.
Colton Brown for Heritage. On the year, got him as 59 carries for 256 yards, 3 TDs. So now, if you're Heritage, you got to see if you can connect with Eckel.
Eckel is in the slot at the top. Bishop and Thompson. Thompson's in motion. Thomas Johnson was on the other side, and Brown darts through the middle of the line and has the first down. It is still, the pile moves to the 45-yard line, almost the 44.
Yeah, they got a timeout to reset the chains, but yeah, that when you're bringing Thompson over from the far side in that jet sweep, you know, it's kind of throwing Sheridan for a little loop right now.
So 1st and 10, 8 minutes, 45 to go here in this second quarter. Per usual, Thompson in motion. It will be the jet sweep this time, and he's snuffed out by Jesse Kolb and Jarman Warren.
That time, the execution of the defense of Sheridan was fantastic because they've seen this jet sweep a few times already early in the ball game, and you know, as he came running from his far side over to this side of the field, his defender went right with him, Jesse Kolb.
So Thompson lost 4 yards on that play. Here he is in motion again. Looking for Eckel. There's contact, and the flag comes flying, and every flag comes flying. There might be some from the stands, too.
So if it is, that'll pick up a Heritage first down, I believe.
Got bumped by Kane Spencer. Rather.
Yeah, I think the Science will be was surprised there that the Tigers offense will play the pass. Jacob Nispinski there on the stop. Pruitt has 2 wideouts to the left. Tight end in motion. And handoff to Dylan Scally. Will that be enough for the first? Yeah.
Devils desperately needed that. Aiden Moses, the senior on senior night with a fumble recovery at the 2-yard line for Tipton.
Boy, and this is a big one as well because West Lafayette is marching big time here. And there you see, I don't know, it may have been stripped a little bit. Nevertheless, Tipton gets them on about their own 1 or 2 yard line, so they really escape a big one there.
And I think Hood was going to score if that ball doesn't squirt out.
No
I mean, he was on his way to the goal line, but he fumbles the football, and Tipton has the takeaway. Now, can they do?
Colton Brown took that handoff, got to the outside, was able to find the seam and find the end zone.
That is Brown's 4th touchdown of the year. And the run game, which has been a little finicky for the Eagles all season long, has looked pretty strong on the legs of the freshman. Asher King will be on to try the extra point to tie this game up. The last extra point was a little dribbler that trickled over the line. We'll see how King does. He has not missed one yet this year. It's up. And it's no good. We'll go to a break. This is Indiana SRN where you're
flag. Cody Lynch on the tackle. Looks like 2 flags there.
Yeah, I see one there around midfield. Where's the other one? Where do you see the other one?
Well, he laid it right by it. There's 2 flags
Two
right
of them
there
right there
together.
together. Okay.
Holding
on the
against-
receiving
yeah.
team.
3rd and 8 for Raudebusch. Certainly you would think of passing down. The problem is he'd be setting his feet in the end zone to pass, and with the way that pass rush has been coming on for West Lafayette tonight, that could be dangerous if you're Tipton. They're going to pass. Raudebusch with Karloftis chasing him. He steps out of trouble, keeps his feet churning, and he'll be close to a first down. I think he may have got
As a player, you know, you talk about both ways. Tipton lost 10 starters from last year's ball club, and many of those went both ways. So they've replaced a lot of starters from last year with a new group of kids.
And this ends up being a first down run. Hey, if you want something to make you run really fast, have George Karloftis chasing after you, because that's what's happened right on that particular play, and Raudebusch ran just enough to pick up the first down. Karloftis was bearing down on him, and Raudebusch was able to outrun him, which is not easy to do, as Flanagan carries the ball again for a gain of 2.
Well, Tipton, after getting down early 14-0, has somewhat played pretty well here defensively and offensively, although West Lafayette was certainly moving there before they fumbled, or we may have a 21.
Let's see what the Tigers do now. Hand off. Galway, he is soft. Great stop there by the defense.
Tigers will have a difficult choice.
Presence of mind.
They've really
to take
sniffed.
off.
They really sniffed this screen big time. You know, backing up right there. Kenju was right there to get it.
Yep. That's a hard play.
Oh,
to
absolutely.
catch that football when he's
for
like
a
5
big
feet.
big defensive lineman. I mean, they're not known to have hands.
Great job by Kenji Jenkins. Takes
What
it the
we got?
distance for the
Whoa,
touchdown.
what
There is a
One of those aggressive play calls. They got 8 seconds, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. They'll take the delay game.
No, they
No
call
timeout.
it timeout.
So do you think they'll stick with the aggressive play call, or do you think they'll let Jack Phillips shoot?
So they called the block in the back. Coach Roden's out there trying to figure out who did it. That's what they love to say. Who did it? What number?
Yeah,
Give me the number.
Yeah, and you know we.
So the Miller offense back on the field. Good field position. The Kenji Jenkins interception stands. It's an interception, but the touchdown was wiped off the board because of the illegal block in the back. So
I guess I fumble.
Ball was snapped and fumbled, but it looks like Miller's still.
Pounds. But when he come around the right side and lowered his head and just ran over defenders, that's a good day for Nick Burnell right there.
So the clock stops because he went out of bounds. 1st and 10 for Sheridan. It will go to Manis. He has a blocker in front of him, but the Eagles responded well in kind, throwing him backwards. Good gain, though.
One
Almost 3 yards.
one tackler missed him, and then he met up with a host of Eagles and threw him back.
Hand off. This is short. Looks like Scally was short. So the Eagles are going to stop, and they will be backed up, though, on their own goal line.
It is 2nd and 7. We'll flip it to Hovey. It's a screen pass. Hovey gets to the 15-yard line. It'll bring up and short for the Blackhawks.
Jake Doran bringing Hovey down.
We go inside 6 minutes. And 2.
They had a lot of they took care of the first half or first quarter pretty much. And
Delp has the first down. Moving toward the 10, marked down at the 11.
now we're at the 5:40 mark here in the first half. And Sheridan just wants to eat up as much clock as they can and get some more points before the halftime.
So the Blackhawks moving the ball well. 5.5 to go here in the first half. We got a cool halftime show for you. We have privilege of broadcasting the Unified Football sectionals, or not sectionals, semi-state and state titles. We'll be featuring that. If you want to learn more about it, we'll talk. Delp will keep it to the far side, cutting back, looking for touchdown number 2, and he's just short. No, he is. Touchdown, Blackhawks.
So Delph was able to get outside, get some blocking up front, pick up his second TD run of the evening.
44 yards on the ground, 2 touchdowns for the quarterback for the Blackhawks. His final regular season game of the year, and he's cashing in. And now Cameron Hovey, who made the first field goal attempt, an extra point attempt, will try this one. Good, stretch it to 8. The snap is down, it's up, and it's another line drive. That is good. Somehow he keeps making them. And we'll be back. Indiana SRN, we're always in the game.
If you find yourself confronted by unwanted pests in your home or office, then you need to contact the professional.
Hessen back
This
to
time
throw.
Hessen is going to throw the football, and nothing there. Trying to get Jalen Peterson again. Big play here for the defense because you can get the football back and try to get something before the end of the half. If you remember that Avon will get the football to start the second half.
Yes,
Miller's got it to start the game. So this is a big play. 3rd and 8, 4.5 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Henry Hessen, your quarterback for Avon. Going to keep it. Kind of could feel that. Nice job. Looks like he just tripped again, fell down. He will not pick up the first down. They're going to have to punt the football. It is interesting to think how do you play this game when you
Good snap, good punt that gets up into the air, and the Tigers are going to let it roll. They'll pick it up, and they are not going to get a return for much.
Flanagan, he made the first man miss and then fall in the arms of Lamont Johnson. It's going to be 3rd and long now for Tim. You can see the rain really coming down. It's 68 degrees and rain. It's 38 degrees tonight in Tipton. They're just doing their best. This one. Huge 3rd down, 7 for the Blue Devils.
Half, and Zionsville 6, Fishers 3. So nobody's really scored that quarter there.
No. Are there any big numbers all across the board? Looks like everybody, the weather's been a little
I'm sure.
One of the helicopters for the local TV stations are up and flying. I don't know. Sometimes they have to ground them. There's some movement up front there. I don't see who's going to throw it. He's got a guy and almost throws an interception. Looked like there is a flag on the field, I think so. Jaden Barrett was his intended receiver.
It looked like Barrett stopped.
Yeah.
I mean, he.
Flag up front. It looked like there was some motion or something by Noblesville, but he's.
The ball's going. So now they resume. Pruitt. Pistol formation. Pruitt back to throw. Pruitt's going to punch it down the field. Caught. Nope. He had it. He dropped it.
And he was surrounded by Zionsville defenders with 3 men on him. Stopped.
Jackson.
Here's a handoff to Tuanay. A little bit of room to the right side. Just didn't get there fast enough. Looked like there was a hole there for half a second, and that's what, you got to find that hole right away and go. So no gain, 2nd and 10 now. Clock ticking down closing in on the 3-minute mark here in the first half.
Second down, 10.
And again, the handoff. Again, to an A, right? Just nowhere to go.
Looked like there was some space out there that he
has a shot. I'm like you. I don't know if it's a but is, but once again, West Lafayette blitz, and that play just never.
The strong safety, Justin Vasily, was literally waiting on Flanagan, and Vasily made the tackle. So they turn to the Blue Devils. Now, can West Lafayette do anything with it? Hold everything. Just as after flag was being thrown. And one of the Red Devils apparently lined up in the neutral zone at the snap of the ball. So now it's 1st and 15.
Well, the game has certainly settled down after West Lafayette just put 14 points on with just a few minutes gone in this game.
Yeah, well, a minute and 4 seconds.
Yeah,
it was 14.
So you have to feel pretty good if you're tipped. You've played even since then, but you still got some points to make up here to get.
Throw this ball into the backfield. What a tackle by Hyatt Flanagan, who's been all field tonight on both sides of the ball. Blankman caught the ball out on the left wing and then got punished.
One tackle, especially with the wet conditions. That's a great.
Adams to fire. He's got a man over the middle. That is number 21, Harrison Truitt on the catch, and he'll have the extra effort by Truitt. Gets now he's headed down the left sideline. No one's going to touch him. Touchdown, West Lafayette on a quick slant route. Harrison Truitt takes it to the house. We do have a penalty flag thrown. If it stands, Truitt has just picked up his 6th touchdown of the season.
This flag was thrown almost right at the touchdown line. This ought to be interesting.
Celebration, possibly. Some type of unsportsmanlike conduct, maybe. Because there was no one close to Truitt as he was crossing the goal line.
Going against West Lafayette. Sportsmanlike conduct.
You know, I'll have to double check. Is this a spot foul from, say, the 1 or 2 yard line before the scored? Or is this a dead ball foul that came after the touchdown?
Yeah, it's the touchdown will count.
And it is a dead ball foul, correct?
Yep.
So the touchdown does count. But the dead foul is whistled for the unsportsmanlike conduct after the touchdown.
Yeah, unsportsmanlike.
Well, remember college football last year, maybe 2 years ago, where if you were celebrating at the 2 yard line, you were a touchdown.
That's exactly right.
They would mark it from a spot foul from the 2.
I got to tell you, I like that way better than this way, but it is what it is. You got to know the rules and you got to abide by them. Period. Well, regardless of what it costs you.
So they will assess the penalty on the kickoff, and they will put Crockover at the normal position of kicking, I should say, with the ball placed at the 10. And the kick is on the way. It is up, and it is good. And it makes it 21-0 West Lafayette. How quickly this game turned, because about a minute and a half ago, you kind of felt like Tipton was on their way to scoring their first points of the game. You even mentioned. And then this play right here, the backbreaker.
Well, there's 4 tackles that are missed. Literally 4 times that.
Actually, that was not Steven. They put in another guy on me. Amir Pendleton is now out there, number 22. Second and 8 now. Pendleton is the running back next to Hessen. And quarterback keeps it and gets hung up. Zach Tuane right there. Thank you very much.
By that in my house, right?
No. He just gets quick penetration, doesn't he? He's right there. Sniffed it out shut it down.
Sheridan leading 21-6 in the second quarter against Heritage Christian. Still 6-3, Zionsville and Fisher.
3rd and 8 now from the 47. And there's Pendleton again with the run. Trying to get outside. He's still fighting for more yards, but finally from behind.
Tuda had him in his grasp
but
there.
Kenji Jenkins had to finish him off.
Yeah, and he probably did too.
And did not get down, so I'm not sure what they'll do here. With 1:04, clock ticking, they might just run another play.
It looks like they're going to.
Noblesville might use a timeout here, maybe. No, Noblesville.
They try to draw them off sides too.
Okay, so Avon's going for it on 4th and 2, just past midfield. Chance of defense from the Miller fans.
Timeout.
Yeah, there's that timeout. Okay, I was wondering why, if they're going to go for it. Now you get 42 seconds. Now what would you do? If I'm Avon, I'd go ahead and punt it. Don't you?
Yeah, probably so. Or, let's thank one of our other sponsors here. Smith's Jewelers has been serving Hamilton County, including Noblesville, Fishers, Westfield.
On the carry to the 46-yard line.
Gain of 4.
Well, where you can hear the Tipton Blue Devil fans, they're getting just a tad restless out here. They don't like this trailing at all. Thought perhaps maybe a little helmet-to-helmet head here. Let's see.
Yeah, they might have had an argument.
They may
Once
have
I
very
saw
well
the
had an
replay,
argument. I didn't see it at first either.
I didn't either, but once I saw the replay,
they may have had an argument.
Oop, stop everything. Looked like West Lafayette jumped into the neutral zone just before the snap. And that is indeed the call, a 5-yard penalty against West Lafayette with 30.8 to play here in this first half.
Well, you can see the type of football that West Lafayette plays. They are super aggressive defensively. I talked about earlier out.
Yeah, they're going to punt.
Yep, I think they are. So they were trying to draw them on.
2 and even 3 blitzing, and boy, when they decide to come, they bring the farm.
That penalty does put the ball into West Lafayette territory at the 49, but now the clock is running here. They'll keep it on the ground, handing it to Carter, and he'll get the legs cut. He's trying to work it around the left side. Tackled by who wears number 31, inside linebacker, a junior.
Lack of passing game right now for Tipton has certainly, shall we say, made their running game a little more difficult.
And they have 2 guys that punt. Is this 8 or 18? What's that? Is it 8?
8.
So that's Mason Miller. That's going to. He's typically their kicker, but he also punts sometimes. So Miller will punt the football. Oh, a high snap, was able to come down with it and almost blocked.
Got through there, got a hand on it, it blocked right into him.
Ethan Orsted, a freshman, right in the right spot at the right time for the touchdown, and they could tie it here. But I think they're going to go for the kick. Holy cow. So with 2, I mean 23 and 8/10 seconds to go here in the second quarter. Heritage Christian will line up for the extra point. Asher King is 22 of 23 on the year.
His holder is Thomas Johnson.
The snap, the kick, it's up. And it's good. So it will be 14-13 in favor of the visitors, but Heritage.
And it's a tie ball game, and if not for a block in the back call, it's 14-7 Noblesville.
Yeah.
So that'll do it for the first half. Noble.
Break here, Will, and The second half of action, with it being the students and everybody gone, there won't be any activity at halftime, so we'll just be showing the field, and we'll be back for the second half.
Will visit, to a med check or community clinic at Walgreens. Just call or click. You can go right to our website or to me. Connect to care from community.
Are you tired of watching your favorite IHSA broadcasts on your small mobile device?
I'm learning how to manage.
Field this one. It'll be to the up back. No, it is Hovey. And he's going to get it to the 30-yard line where he will be down. And Heritage Christian, they got a dramatic touchdown on a blocked punt, which looked something like this. Ethan Orsted, the one who scored the touchdown. 16 seconds. Not expecting much, and there's the kneel down, and that will do it for this first half. 14-13. It's been an interesting game. It's been a good game, Bill.
Been a very good game, and, you know, Sheridan's going in with a
22 years ago.
Why didn't we change the name?
That would have just confused everybody, and they wouldn't be able to find us.
Now I'm really confused.
Bill, we're Logan Street signs and banners, conveniently not located on Logan Street, but on South 10th Street in Noblesville.
Can I help you?
Yeah, I'd like to order a hamburger, fries, large vanilla shake.
This is a trophy shop, can't you tell?
You got carry out?
Everything that you need, we have here at the shop. Very unique. You order today, carry out tonight. That's our version of carry out.
All right, I'll take one of everything.
Take a little longer. We'll have it for you tomorrow night.
I'll be back tomorrow to pick it up.
We'll be waiting for you.
Superheroes come in all shapes and sizes. They don't always meet in an underground fortress. Sometimes they meet in places that appear to be very ordinary to most people. But inside, there are heroes in training. Some are smart, strong, or brave. Maybe they can build cities or heal people when they get hurt. But even superheroes need some help sometimes. With your support, we can change the world. We are a force that can't be defeated. Support the club. Save the world. Support your local superheroes and donate now to the Boys and Girls Club of Noblesville.
Game. So we'd played all of 64 seconds. It was already 14-0 West Lafayette. And then their third touchdown of the game comes, as I said, on their final possession of the first half. A key third down conversion here as Adams touchdown pass of the game, finding Harrison Truitt on the slant route. Does the rest of the work. The 6'5 junior, his sixth receiving touchdown of the season. And after the extra point, 21-0, West Lafayette enjoying the lead here at halftime over the Tipton Blue Devils. The winner of this game will be the Hoosier Conference champions of the regular season. Both teams coming in undefeated in conference play here tonight. By the way, last year when these two teams played, well, let's just say it was all West Lafayette. They dominated in winning this game last year over West Lafayette, or over Tipton, I beg your pardon. And I bring that up because the last time Tipton has beaten West Lafayette was 2012 when Tipton won 20-14. Last year it was all West Lafayette as they won 51-6 in what was the conference championship game last season at West Lafayette. Tonight they lead 21-0 in the conference championship game playing here tonight in Tipton. We will take a break. When we come back, Big Jan Bozier is looking at all the scores around the rest of the state of Indiana. Week 9 action, final regular season game of the year for Indiana high school football. Big Jan's going to give you some of those scores when we come back. It's West Lafayette and Tipton on the IHSAA Champions Network, presented by Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance.
Things change. Your insurance should too. Talk to an Indiana Farm Bureau insurance agent, and now you can stop knocking on wood.
Hi, I'm Matt Wolford, president of the IHSAA Foundation, and we need your help. We need your help so the youth of our community can develop advanced leadership skills. We need your help giving high school administrators and coaches the instruction and insight they need to be better role models and teachers. To learn more or to make a tax-deductible contribution, go to ihsaafoundation.org. You'll not only be contributing to the foundation of the IHSAA, you'll be contributing to the foundation of our community.
Want to know what I like best about for my high school? I like it because students get to see me play. I like it because I'm playing for someone besides myself. I'm playing for everybody in my school, every person in my community.
Indiana high school sports. They're more than just a game.
Come and see me play.
This is Old You. And this is Now You.
Five wears his fire hat and coat in the wind.
Things change. Your insurance should too. Talk to an Indiana Farm Bureau insurance agent. And now you can stop knocking on wood.
I don't think of it as a weight room. It's more like a high school classroom. I'm learning how to manage my time. I'm learning that it's important to have goals and that it takes persistence and commitment to reach them. And I'm learning that the best way to lead is by example.
High school sports.
They're more than just a game.
Come and see me play.
Becoming a licensed sports official is a great way to make a positive difference in the community with the over 160,000 Indiana student athletes that participate across 21 IHSAA sports. Sports officiating allows you to stay connected to the game, become a role model for our young student athletes, earn extra money, and support the patrons and communities of our IHSAA. To learn more about becoming a licensed IHSAA official, log on to ihsaa.org/officials today.
Back here at Tipton High School for this championship of the Hoosier Conference. Right now it's West Lafayette 21, Tipton 0 at halftime. Let's take a look at scores across the state. It's McCutcheon leading Anderson in the second period, 13-0. It's Bedford North Lawrence 21, Columbus East 15. That one in the first period as well. In the second period, it's Southport 12, Bloomington North 3. In the second period, Bloomington South 27, Chittard 0. In the second period, a Big Mick game, it's Carmel 3, Lawrence Central 0. That one again in the second period. In the first period, it's Center Grove 13, Cathedral 0. That one in the first period as well. Halftime, it's Batesville 14, Connorsville 0. In the second period, it's Covington 21, Rivington Park 0. In the first period, North Montgomery 14, Danville 7. In the second period, it's East Central 7, Beech Grove 0. In the second period, it's Eastbrook 21, Elwood 0. In the second period, it's Eastern 14, Clinton Prairie 0. In the second period, Crawfordsville 6, Franklin 0. It's Decatur 7, Franklin 0. That one as well in the second period. Madison Grant 14, Frankton 6. In the second period, Russell 14, Edgewood 0. 7, Greenfield Central 0, that one in the first period. It's Ron Collins Catholic 0, an interesting score there. That one also in the second period. It's Harris Lafayette 9, Marion 0, that one in the second period. Knightstown 14, Centerville 0 in the first period. Kokomo 14, Richmond 2 in the second period. It's Western Boone 14, Lebanon 6. It's Lutheran 20, Short in the first period. In the second period, it's Martinsville 14, Plainfield 7. At halftime, it's Mississinawa 14, Blackford 0. It's Shenandoah 8, Monroe Central 6. That one in the first period. It's all tied up in the second period. Cecina, Monrovia all tied up at 7. Perry Meridian 8, Mooresville 0. That one in the second period. Logansport 13, Muncie Central 7 as well in the second period. How about this score in the second period? It's all tied up. Avon and Noblesville 7 apiece. In the second period, it's North Central leading Ben Davis to 13. Oak Hill 7, Alexandria 0. That one is at halftime. In the second period, Lawrence North 12, Pike 0. It's Rushville 6, Greenberg 0. That one in the second period. Seymour 14, Madison 7. That one in the second period. Pendleton Heights 6, Shelbyville 0. That one in the first period. Sullivan 7, Cascade 0 in the second period. Lafayette Jeff 8, leading Tech 0. That one also in the second period. Burbuff Jesuit 14, Terre Haute North 0. That one in the first period. Columbus North 13, Terre Haute South 0, also in the first period. It's Triton Central 14, Speedway 0 in the second period. Tri-West 14, Southmont 7. That one's at halftime. It's Warren Central 14, undefeated Warren Central, I should say. Bowling Green 0. That one in the first period. Brown County 12, West Vigo 7, that one in the second period. It's Westville 21, Franklin Central 3 in the second period. Mount Vernon of Fortville 6, Yorktown 0. And to finish it up, Zionsville 7, Fisher 0 in the first period. You're watching West Lafayette at Tipton on the SAA Champions Network, presented by Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. We'll be back for the second half with Rob Blackman to first, this time out.
This is Old View.
Conference's West Division, and Tipton right now at 8-0, 4-0 out of the Hoosier Conference division.
Rob, we would like to make a big thank you to the Barry and Cheryl Gunn family of Tipton, who volunteered to allow their internet to feed us tonight. Everyone watching, thank Barry and Cheryl Gunn. That's how the internet signal's getting out of Tipton tonight, through a microwave link clear to the other side of Tipton.
Wow, that is cool. Thank you for that. That, by the way, the voice of technical director here on our broadcast for the IHSA network. He was using a bunch of lingo that just in my head, but for the folks that know a little bit about that stuff, that probably made sense to you. But yes, thank you for allowing us to hop on their internet connection and get a nice clean signal here out of Tipton. It is interesting when you look ahead to the postseason, and Jan and I are going to talk more about this in depth probably later, late into the game, regardless of whether or not Tipton can rally and make it. But when you start looking at next week and the way the playoffs shake out for these two teams, it is extremely interesting. For Tipton, if, and I know this is a big if, but if they could win at home against Speedway next weekend, it is highly, highly likely that Tipton would be playing at Western Boone in the semifinals, which would pit the number one team in the state in 2A, Webo, against the number 2 team. To have 1 versus 2 in the sectional semifinals in 2 weeks in sectional 38. And for West Lafayette, as they maybe take a peek down the road and what could happen in the postseason, they and Andrean, who quite frankly, they're the two heavy hitters in sectional 25. West Lafayette and Andrean would not play until the sectional championship game in 3 weeks in 3A football. That would be a title tilt type of a match between those two heavy hitters there. So both these teams have very interesting sectional matchups coming. Now, look, I know, Jan, coaches and players, you're not allowed to look ahead to the next game and all that kind of stuff. We in the broadcasting business, we can do all that. And I'm telling you, in week 2 of the playoffs, Tipton and Webo 1 versus 2. And in week 3 of the playoffs, West Lafayette and in a sectional championship game, man, those are some great games that come to fruition.
No doubt about it. Both teams with respectable competition. Certainly, you know as well as anybody, you can't overlook anybody. But just let me say, Rob, that is the hardest I've ever chased in my entire life.
I wondered why you were out of breath.
That's the pieces of pizza I've ever had in my life. They ran out, and I go, that ain't enough. So I chased him.
That makes sense to why you were laboring and breathing when you got back to the press box.
It happens to best of us.
That just made my night right there, by the way. This kickoff goes out of bounds, so that's how the second half begins with a penalty against the West Lafayette kicker, Caleb Crockover, as he kicked the ball out of bounds. And we'll set up Tipton here in fairly nice field position. Okay, so you're Tipton, you're Aaron Toll, you're in the halftime locker room. I think you're telling your club, look, quite frankly, we weren't that bad. Now, gave up the fumble for a touchdown. That obviously stung, and gave up the 2 long passing plays. But Tipton had some momentum offensively. They just couldn't keep it going for an entire drive.
No, I think your point's well made. And what he talked about was finishing. Tipton had some drives, and they stymied. So I think, guys, let's go finish. If we finish, we'll get right back in this. I thought their defense played better. But they can't give up the big play. The tackling has got to shore up a little bit.
Yeah, they were really struggling in that first half, first quarter especially, trying to tackle Sage Hood. Now they got a little bit better at it as the game went on, but we'll see if they can continue their momentum in that category here in the second half. First play of the second half from scrimmage is an incomplete pass. Rolling to the left and looking for Aiden Moses was Raudebush, but that ball was thrown low. That one may have slipped out of his hand.
Well, quite honestly, they didn't help the call to his left. That's a difficult pass for him to make, throwing. He's a right-hander rolling to his left, tough on a good night. So that difficult play to start this out with.
Splitting wide left is Peyton. Luke Stoker, I should say. Peyton Carter, who wears 87, has been very busy in this game as a running back and a receiver for Tipton. And there he is on cue. Peyton Carter has handed that football, and he has I believe he needed to reach the 45. Where are they going to spot him? No, they're going to say at the 44. So he is going to be a yard shy, bringing up a 3rd down and 1 now for the Blue Devils.
Still, Tipton needs more plays like that. If they can continue to get off the football, and it's going to start with this offensive line giving him some room. And there, he just off-tackled that just a little bit and had plenty of room. Nice play.
Eventually was tripped up there by Ho-Jun Yoon, the inside backer for the Red Devils. A big 3rd and 1 early in this third quarter. Radobush is going to keep, and he will pick up the first down.
Go.
And he's into West Lafayette territory, and look at that extra effort there by Radobush. First down run for the Blue Devils by their senior QB.
Well, he's a determined runner. I love his approach to the game. Just hard-nosed. Now, I think this time you're West Lafayette, you got to say, guys, you got to tackle a little bit better than this. He's a good hard runner. Give all the credit to him. But here they have him. But they don't bring him down. Give all the credit to the runner on this. But West Lafayette's got to be thinking, guys, we got to do better here.
The other thing I'm seeing, a lot of slipping and sliding now from the years. Again, this field will just continue, field conditions will just continue to worsen as the night moves along here with this rain. Radobush, pump fake, now tucks it, wants to run, and he kind of loses his footing, and it's probably not all bad because George Karloftis was closing in behind him. That'll end up being a loss of a couple of yards, maybe 3 yards actually. Karloftis credited with another tackle for loss. 26 to Mike.
Nowhere, a host of Millers. Double D, Dalton
like
Davis right there in the middle of it.
Looks like he lost probably 2 yards, I guess.
Player down for Noblesville. Looks like it might be Kenja Jenkins down there that's injured for Noblesville. He's up. Looks like it might be in his hand maybe or something, just the way he's holding it. But I don't know. I don't want to speculate on those things. Can't tell. But he's walking off, and when they walk off, that's normally a pretty good sign.
That's a good sign he'll probably be back.
So a good stop. They get some penetration. A 2-yard loss for Avon brings up a 2nd and 12 as the defense goes back to work. And I'm trying to see who comes in for. Looks like it
Knoll.
Is that who that is? Okay.
Yeah, Zach Knoll is.
Yep. So he's in there. Zach's in there, number 49.
Tolliver moved to the outside there.
Yep. Hessen to pass across the middle. Got his man again.
Nice throw. Nice
Jalen
throw.
Peterson has been over this second half for Avon.
So 1st and goal now for Avon as they threaten early here in the third quarter.
Got 4 receivers out. Tailback is Pendleton. And takes it, looks in the corner, ball is tipped.
I don't know who got, it may have been Tuaday over there. Somebody got the hand on the ball.
Tolliver, maybe. I think maybe Tolliver. Look for 55. See who you think it is. I can't tell who.
You're right, Tolliver.
Tolliver, yep. So good defense. When they get the penetration like that, Avon has struggled all night long.
Yeah.
1st and 10. Second down. 2nd and right at 9, I think, officially. And the whistles.
You know, the one thing about it, and, you know, maybe assistant coaches don't always get as much credit as maybe they deserve. But when you talk to coaches, they'll tell you. But Adam Metzler does a great job with the Noblesville defense.
Sure does.
And has for several years. And you know, the one thing about it is with this senior class, you know, 3 different coaches in 4 years, okay, the only stable force that defense has had is Adam Metzler's always been there with them. So
he's done a great job.
Yeah,
that has been sort of the staple the last several years. The defense was there.
Fake.
This is Hessen, the quarterback. A wall of defenders. The Millers stopped that gap right away.
I think that was Ham. Yeah, Jacob Ham on the.
Jacob Ham, number 47.
The
nice
linebacker,
play.
yeah. So that's 3rd down here.
Yep. 3rd and goal from the 9. I would imagine the air here. Wouldn't surprise his man.
Peters.
Yeah. Here's the pass.
The throw.
And it's short. He was throwing it to Peterson, but it was short. Incomplete.
So 4th down.
So 4th down, I would think in this kind of situation, you go ahead and get the 3 if you can, don't you? Their kicker, I believe, is Nick Bandy, number 18. Is he out there? No, 16. No, he's the holder. Should be 18 based on the. I still can't see it. Nick Bandy is who it is. Yep, Nick Bandy. Pretty good kick. Oh, the fumble snap.
Uh-oh.
And they're bringing him down. Nice job. Nice penetration. Take advantage when they make a little mistake like that, a fumbled snap.
Who has his second touchdown of the game, but I think it might be coming back because of a block in the back. I don't think this touchdown will stand. I believe this is going to be a spot foul from the 10-yard line that would erase the touchdown by Truitt.
Well,
but let's wait and see.
The flag was thrown right at the block there at the last second, so.
Truitt did catch the ball in stride. You were just talking about that. Was able to break into the secondary. And, yes, that is against West Lafayette. And the way they are pointing, that's telling me it's going to be a spot foul. So the touchdown to count. It will end up being a
personal foul against the Red Devils.
Personal foul here for an illegal block against West Lafayette.
Block,
let's see here.
Which is not a block in the back. I think it's a it's a blind. He can't see him.
Gotcha. Blindside block.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
The blindside is as good as anything.
Sure.
It's a defensible player. And
defenseless. I gotcha.
Yeah.
Sure. I hear what you're saying. So wipe off the touchdown. Spot in a first down gain when it's all the time you walk off the penalty yardage, but it is not a touchdown, and now it's going to be 2nd and 10 after that incomplete pass. R.J. Erb.
Let's explain that play a little bit. It's a newer call in the last ball. Yeah, you cannot hit somebody who cannot defend themselves. And that's a safety rule as well, trying to clean the game up to keep players from having. And those were the types of plays where people used to get injured where they had no clue they were going to hit, so they couldn't defend themselves at all. So that's the reason that rule's in there.
And in the rule book, by the way, it technically is known as a blindside block.
There you go.
So that is the call,
Yes.
blindside block. That is as it is defined in the rule book. Again, it did wipe off the touchdown. This is Spencer Blankman on this shovel pass.
For a Red Devil first down.
And it is a first down catch because it was technically a passing play to Blankman. And I have to tell you, Jan, as we watch this play unfold, I believe, to my knowledge, that's the first time we've had that call this year.
You don't see it much, but by the rule, that's a correct call because you're trying to keep this game as hard-hitting as you possibly can without stopping that piece of it, but yet keep it as safe as possible.
This snap is actually rolled back to the quarterback, Adams. He had to pick it up off the ground. Now he's running for his life, and he takes a slide and out of bounds over there on that West Lafayette sideline.
More, and he's wrestled to a big return. Nice game by Jalen Peterson.
On the call there.
There's a flag at midfield. It's going to bring it back.
West Lafayette.
Ended up being a loss of yardage there. 3rd down now, 3rd and 12 here. Kyle Adams and the Red Devils, and now we have before the ball is snapped.
We just want to do everything. On the helmets and the equipment and everything. We want to keep this game around.
Good acting job. I believe the Miller kind of said,
Academy Award on that.
Yep, he did. Hey, we'll take it, whatever it takes. Back, make the field longer, and go to work on defense. So now it's 1st and 10. And they are at about where are we looking at? 36?
36 yards.
Yeah. 1st and 10, 36, 8 minutes to go in this game, or in the 3rd quarter of this game in Avon and Noblesville. There's another pass. And again, Peterson. He's second half.
Yeah,
I think that's his first half.
Yeah.
He's just getting loose in the secondary. Right there again, right between two guys. Yeah. He's good. He came in with some big numbers, and when they throw the ball, and it's been proven here, he's pretty much the guy they throw it to. They've also got Wallace Stovall sometimes, who's out there, catches the football some for him.
Well, Peters does most of the catching for him.
Yeah.
This is a run play all the way.
Adams wants to throw, finds his man, Truitt, inside of the 5. Touchdown. This one is going to stand.
Complete for a touchdown.
Harrison Truitt's second receiving touchdown of the game, and now it's a 27-0 lead for the Red Devils.
Is he declared a college yet? Because he is impressive. He's a big target. We talked about the length of him. He runs a great route, but what a target. If you're quarterback, when you love to throw to a target like that, and then he does great things after the catch.
And you look really closely there on your monitor, his jersey isn't even dirty. I mean, they haven't even gotten him on the ground tonight. Harrison Truitt has been running free in the secondary every time he's caught the football. And
Heritage Christian they're expecting a punt. Nate Thompson back to return this kick, we believe. Jesse Kolb, the punter.
Hey, that's his second one tonight.
Yep. Let's see who makes the hit. Or did he just lose it? It was Pendleton.
I think he just
hit.
lost it.
Jenkins
had it.
I think Jenkins got it and forced it. Yep. Forces it. 2-A picks it up, and the defense, another great stop, another forced turnover. I believe it's the third one of the game.
Well, you know, the one thing about it is, and Coach Ravens told me all season long, on the front of our defensive playbook is we bend, don't break. And that's the way this team's played the entire season. They bend a little, but they don't break.
Grant Grimmel.
Back to throw again. Oh, my goodness.
A little bit of pressure, but he gets his man. Yep, nice little screen. 2-A. Picks up a couple yards. Hey, dink and dunk. That's what that, remember we used to call it. Get down the field.
Get positive yardage.
Especially in these conditions, you really aren't going to get much opportunity to throw one deep.
And Avon did a good job of sniffing that out, too, on that screenplay.
Well, they are, like I said, they're fast. And that's what's in trouble today. It's pure speed by Avon. They're getting through the holes, and they're making. Grimmel again at quarterback. He's got some time that time, and nice play. Picks up again about 3 yards. Zach Blevins. Zach Blevins with the catch.
Blevins only a sophomore. The young Luke.
Yep. 3rd and 3. Miller's looking for their first down conversion of the night. They have not yet. And this is an opportunity to get one. Grimmel, he's going to pass. Got a guy threw it right into traffic, and it was intended for Jaden Barrett, but
if you'd like to see more sports on Indiana SRN, we have a little donate button at the bottom of our webpage, and we ask you to consider clicking that button and helping to donate to allow us to bring more sports to you. If you do, we'll add more games on the air, and that's what every dollar goes towards, is more sports on our airwaves. Indiana SRN, where you're always in the game. And another note, that donate button is Thompson fighting for nothing. He lost a yard. That donate button is one of the reasons we are able to bring the Unified Football League broadcast, not only tomorrow, but the last 2 weeks, bring the whole playoffs. As you saw in the feature, my Zionsville Eagles were placed as they should be. So 2nd and 10.
On that jet sweep by Heritage Christian, Thompson took the handoff, tried to cut him back up in the middle, but was met by a host of Blackhawks.
That play worked once and has not worked since. Colton Brown fumbled the ball!
He fumbles the football, and who's on it?
Sheridan says they have it. Heritage Christian hopes they do. The referees will decide.
It is
Sheridan ball.
Colton Brown, who's a freshman, just let that ball got knocked out of his hands and wasn't able to recover it.
Here's the
but
replay.
Sheridan was.
Yeah, it's definitely a fumble.
Looks like Cole.
Jesse Kolb got him. Jesse Kolb got him. So with just under 2 minutes to go, Drake Delp and the Sheridan Blackhawks will invert their defense. Most of these offensive players play defense as well. Kane Spencer at the top of your screen is a wide receiver and cornerback. Drake Delp is the other starting quarterback, and he's under center. The handoff to Manis. Got maybe 2.
You know, I think what Heritage wanted to do is they wanted to take that ball. You know, they were under 2 minutes to go. Eat up some more clock, maybe to try to take the lead at the end of the third quarter, but coughed it up by the young Colton Brown. But you know, if you're Kyle Ray, the head coach at Heritage, you got to go right back to the man Colton Brown when you get that ball back. You know, you got to forget about that last play.
2nd and 7 for Sheridan. Delp will keep it, and oh man, Heritage Christian snuffed that out entirely, and Thomas Johnson celebrating emphatically. 3rd and 11. So we're inside 60 seconds. Quick update from around the Indiana SRN family of networks. Traders Point leads Fremont 14-7. Southport leads Bloomington North in a close one, 34-6. But you picked the right one. 3rd and 11. Delp, Hovey, looking the outside, won't get it. Well short of the first down.
Tried to tiptoe along that far sideline over there, Jonathan, and the Heritage defense was able to push him out of bounds before he hit the first down marker.
So that means Heritage Christian will get the ball back with still time left in this third quarter. And we've seen, they haven't demonstrated tonight. Maybe you, our viewer, have not seen it yet, but Heritage Christian has a very explosive passing attack, and their special teams unit has been dramatic. The snap is low. It's on the ground. It's almost blocked, but it's away. Thompson will let it bounce and will field it, and he lost the ball! James Manis fell on it, I believe. But it will stay with Heritage Christian.
I think he was out of bounds on the far side,
man.
so that's what.
Luckily, long before the kickoff time.
This is a long discussion between our referee, Phil Hall.
Right at midfield. Miller defense needs to hold at least one more time. Right here, under 2.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Hessen, your quarterback for Avon. He'll hand off. Nope, fake handoff, and he gets the pass complete, and that will get the first down. Jalen Peterson.
Good fake in there.
Sure was.
Good fake.
Faked the run and then kind of froze the defense, and then Jalen Peterson shakes loose and gets the first down. Big first down that'll keep the clock moving and keep the chains moving for Avon. Defense, I'm sure, for the Millers thinking turnover. Let's go get the football again. They've done it 4 times tonight, I believe, if I'm right. 3 or 4.
4, I think, because we had 3 in the first half.
Yeah.
Love
again picks up maybe a half a yard.
Double D and Jenkins, and I mean that front 3 is just. Well, it's just like everybody says, you can't block them.
No. Yeah.
No one has been able to block them all season long. And by there being 2 of them.
So Hessen, again, to pass. He's taking off. Broken play, but he's moving, still running, gets hit, loses the football
again.
And it looks like Avon may have recovered it. Ball was down on the turf, got hit, lost the football, but it looked like Avon was able to jump on it. Nice job, nice run, but then he gets hit hard right there, and the ball's loose.
Looks like Tuaday hit him that hard there.
I think there's a flag out there. Yep, there is a flag. And they are calling
helmet
on the middle. So that'll be a 15-yarder, right?
That's a huge penalty.
Yep. So a targeting penalty called on Noblesville, 15-yard gain.
Adams threw it behind the receiver, even with a good footing. I don't believe that Spencer Blankman could have made that catch anyway. The ball was so far behind him. You saw Blankman's feet slip out from under him, but I don't even know that on a nice dry evening he could have reached back and made that catch.
1:10 left to go here in the third quarter.
From the 18. Hessen back to pass. There's a flag, stops the clock, or stops the play. I would think that's got to be motion or something. Yeah, false start. False start on Avon, so that'll back them up again. That's good. Give a little, take a little away, right?
Absolutely.
So under a minute to go, third quarter.
Down at the 11.
Oh, Reese Johnson came from nowhere to bring down Hovey. We could have had a change of events, you know, here in the last 6 seconds of the quarter.
This is the most exciting 18 seconds in the history of Indiana SRN broadcasting.
Hood pushing for the end zone. Touchdown, Red Devils. First rushing touchdown of the game for West Lafayette, and they have just extended the lead to 34-0. For Sage, Hood, his 14th rushing touchdown of the season. I told you earlier he's already.
Fake handoff, across the middle. Oh, almost picked off. Almost right. Wyatt Blades, I believe, was right there.
Touchdown run there.
And that's saying a lot because that school's had some
Yeah,
really
some
good
good
running back and athletes go through there.
Most recently, Maurice Woodard, one of their outstanding running backs. And the kick is up, and it is good, and it is 35-0 as West Lafayette.
See right there. This is Hessen with Jalen Love next to him. How heavy you say he is? 5'3", about 130. He's running the football and brought down. Nothing there. Runs into
Dalton Davis.
Double there.
They gonna kick.
You know, actually, I think that was Tolliver. That was Tolliver that got that tackle. I'm sorry, Skylar Tolliver. 55 got that. So good for him.
Let's see if they can handle this on the field goal here.
We're talking about a 39-yarder, 38-yarder. It's down. It is on its way, and it is no good. Just short, I believe. It was just underneath the crossbar.
Out of here in the third quarter. You just felt like, Jan, when Tipton fumbled their first.
Just wide open up the middle.
Hovey. Now watch Johnson come right up from the right side and tackle.
Asher King saved the touchdown play because he took up the blocker, and Hovey decided to run right into the blocker. Otherwise, he would have been gone. 2nd and 12. The pitch is to Hovey. He put it on the ground. I think Heritage Christian has it. They do!
Oh, wow.
They're really, really a good football team.
Grimble to pass, gets hit as he throws, and incomplete. Brings up 2nd down. So they're hanging on to the third quarter here, 0.6 of a second. Offense digging, trying to find something.
This something.
With the defense the way it's playing, it's in range for Jack Knight.
Yeah.
And get him a chance to kick a field goal. That's what you want. Well, you want a touchdown, but if you can get in Jack's range.
When the score's 7-7, you're going in the fourth quarter. You're going to take anything.
Yes. He's going to run the football this time. He's got a hole.
Oh, he's got a hole.
Oh, no. He was gone, and I don't know if somebody tripped him, which they're not.
Is take advantage of the fact that West Lafayette second is very deep, and if you can get through that first layer, see. In fact, West Lafayette's only got one guy down. They're running pass, and so they took advantage of that and tipped a run here.
Here come the Blue Devils. Flanagan again carrying the football and again finding some running room. I know I've mentioned this a couple times, but I keep bringing it up. I think it's significant. Flanagan, at least if you look on stats, was really like the fourth option in the running back game all season for Tifton. Tonight, he's been their number one option. And a face mask is going to add on here, the face mask here against the defense.
Well, we thought we would see Rowdybush run the football a lot more, but in these conditions and the way the game's taken shape a little bit, they've kind of taken Rowdybush, they being West Lafayette, they've kind of taken him out of the game.
Not easy to do when you consider the career numbers that Rowdybush has put up, including this season, running for over 800 yards, passing for over 1,200, and probably most impressively, how about Rowdybush this year? 37 total touchdowns, passing and running. That is an impressive number. Back to the ground, they hand it again to Flanagan.
Elijah Lillis on the
No, I beg your pardon, that's 21. That is not 24, that is 21. Elijah Lillis. I believe that's the first time we've called his name tonight. Lillis, number 21 for Tipton. He is a 5'10 senior with a checks in at 160 pounds. As we're about to go under 1 minute remaining here in quarter number 3. Lillis again is carrying, trying to.
Brandon Lowe with a chance to get just above his hands. Just couldn't hang on to it. Well, there's been a little life in this offensive drive, though. A little life, had a couple nice plays, but it brings up 3rd and 7. First down, they really need to get this. Now, there's a lot of time left. There's still over 11 minutes to go in this game, so they're going to get the ball back if they don't get a first down this time. But it'd be better just to hang on to it, wouldn't it?
Yep.
Grant Grimmel. There is pressure on him. He's got his man outside on the flat, and he's moving just a little bit, not tripped up.
Good job by Matthew Braun. Avon, he's a senior, 6'1", 230 defensive end. So 4th down, the Millers are going to have to punt again.
Jack Knight to punt again for the Millers. It's another kind of short, but he's getting a nice roll. The ball's still in bounds and rolls down to about the 25. Yeah. So the Miller defense takes the field again, with Avon facing a long field.
30 yards. 1st and 10 now. In motion, it's Thompson. It's going their way. Thompson's got room. Thompson hits the corner. Thompson's out inside the 5. Quickly to finish up that scoreboard update, Zionsville and Fisher's tied at 6. New Powell leads Delta in a close one, 56-0. Here's the replay. Asbell, and here he is, Harrison Eckel.
Yeah, it was a 30-yard pass.
It was. The 8th leading receiver in the state gets his first catch of the game. Asbell and the Eagles, it's a dribbler snap. Asbell keeps it, jukes back in, jukes back out, and will go down. It is 2nd and goal.
So we're about ready to go under the 9-minute mark here in the 4th and final quarter. And the Eagles are knocking on the door again.
This would be a huge touchdown. Not to over-exaggerate, but especially with how Sheridan's been running their offense, where it's just so deliberately on the ground. And it hasn't been explosive. It's been deliberate.
Right.
So they spread it. Asbell. Thompson in motion. They give it to the jet sweep, and he's wrestled down. Carl Whaley on this tackle, the senior. And it's 3rd and goal.
Coming up, Jonathan, this is the 7th play of the drive. Started at the 11:23 mark. We're at 8:35 to go now here in the ball game.
And a drive that featured a heavy dose of Colton Brown and
they had
decent sprinkling of Harrison Eckel.
He had 2 huge runs when they were pinned all the way
That's
back.
a 5th turnover.
They are just amazing at just stripping that football out of there from this guy. Here it is coming up. I can't see. It looks like Groover.
He just grabbed a hold and
and it's a touchdown for the moment.
But hang on, we got a penalty flag on the play. And it's going to be against Heritage, I believe.
And Asbell, ever so disappointed. False start. Asbell, poor guy. Oh, you see him at the bottom right of your screen.
Did the old Philly Philadelphia Eagle
That was a
thing.
super-duper Philly special. The Philly. There's a statue of that now in Philadelphia. And so it is 3rd and goal from very far away. Southport leads Bloomington North 34-6 at the half on Indiana SRN. That's how quickly this game has been going. They're at halftime, and we're in the 4th. Traders Point leads 14, Fremont 7. The games are on the Indiana SRN Family Network. And a quick update from the Titus Bakery out-of-town scoreboard. New Pal leads 63-0 over Delta. And that's a close one. Asbell on 3rd and forever. And goal! Incomplete.
They're going to talk about it, make sure that they're making the right call. But I believe it's got to be pass interference against Avon. Yep. Pass interference against Avon. Here, what do you think here? I know we're homers. We're for the Millers, so we're going to say this is the best call ever.
Well, he didn't look back.
Yep.
I mean, there's where it is.
Yep.
The defense didn't look back. I mean, he faced him.
Groover did a nice job selling it, too.
Yeah, he did, too. He did.
He gets that from his mom.
Yeah. Whatever it takes, that's what his mom has taught him.
It's down. It's up. It's on the way. And it's wide to the right. And Sheridan.
The 40-yard line. Clock is ticking. Should be, right? No, it's not. There it goes. Again, good defense. Grant Grimm will run in the football, but he gets stopped.
They going to give him the first down or not?
I don't know.
Yeah.
They're moving the chain, so first down.
Not by much, Will.
No. Well, they're a good friendly spot, but we'll take those.
You're supposed to get that when you play at home, man.
I love a couple weeks ago, the clock was running up here, and Coach Roden yelled up at the stand, turn off the clock or keep the clock running. It was when Hamilton Southeastern was trying to do something. He said, keep the clock running. We're in Noblesville. I love to see that.
I'm out. 1st and 10 here for the Red Devils. From the 37-yard line, Adams wants to pass again and out of the backfield. Look for Sage Hood, but incomplete. Just out of the reach of Sage Hood to make it 2nd and 10 for the Red Devils. Okay. 3A football.
Well, I think
now we're looking at a really good 3A team right now.
You're looking at one of the potential ones. It's right now you could flip a coin for me, Evansville Memorial and West Lafayette, or in Heritage Hills. You got to throw in there too. They're still undefeated as going into this final week. So I think any one of those three have a great shot at it.
Keep in mind, Andrean this week 4th in the 3A poll.
Oh, you never can count Andrean. They're always around. Seems like in every sport.
Yeah.
Time.
Well, we saw what they did in baseball this year and this past summer in June at Victory Field. Andrean and West Lafayette, if both were to win, their first 2 playoff games would play for the Sectional 25 championship in 3 weeks. What a game that would be. Number 2 versus number 4. West Lafayette taking on Andrean. Here's the inside toss to Erb. Again, this counts as a passing play. Erb is down the right sideline, but he did step out of bounds. He got hit really hard by Flanagan, who knocked him out of bounds, but he had already stepped out of bounds, had Erb. Before the hard hit laid on by Flanagan, he stepped out at around the 20-yard line.
Red Devil first down.
It will be a first down for West Lafayette. So the Red Devils now are trying to add to this 35-0 lead. They're only 90 seconds into the fourth quarter. Adams wants to throw, and out of the reach of Erb. Was looking for R.J. Erb to the far left flank and missed him. So it'll be second down at 3A football. I'm sorry, 2A football. 2A football.
Well, I think we're looking at one of the teams. Don't misunderstand what's going on here. You got 3A and 2A here, and Tipton is still and will be one of the favorites in 2A. Obviously, Western Boone is really putting it on everybody. But the two tops right now is 2A is number 1 Western Boone, number 2 Tipton, and then you've got other teams. Sassine is good. Triton Central's pretty good, but right now you got to say Western Boone and Tipton might be the two best.
Well, those two teams would play in week 2 of the playoffs, the semifinals of the sectional and sectional 38. If both can win next week, that game, by the way, would be at Western Boone. It would be Tipton at Webo in the semifinal action of the sectionals in 2 weeks if both can win next week. West Lafayette is threatening again. Here they are, 3rd and 1. Quarterback keep for Adams, looking for the end zone, diving forward. Did he get in? He did. Yes, touchdown. Rushing TD for Kyle Adams. He's thrown for 3 touchdowns tonight. Now a rushing TD for him. His 6th rushing touchdown of the season. And now West Lafayette is pouring it on as they lead 41-0. A look at that run here by the quarterback, Kyle Adams, the junior. Caleb Crockover trying to stay perfect tonight on the extra points and make this a 42-0 game. Snap and hold. That ball is on the way, and that ball is good, and it is
3rd and 15 here.
Let's go, Grant. Let's go. Try to make this happen. Pressure on him. The ball's loose, and I think they're calling an incomplete pass. Yep. More pressure. Boy, Avon, because of that speed, again, they can pin him back and go after that quarterback. And
that's exactly what they did.
Yeah, and they can get there because they're so fast. So, Jack Knight again, still 7-7. 7-7 game here in the fourth quarter with 8:23 to play.
Jack Knight's probably been the busiest person on this field tonight.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep. Tune's been pretty busy as well.
That's true.
Here, pressure was coming, but he gets it off quickly, and another bouncer that is going to be fielded. This is Peterson again, I believe, and he is stopped again.
Colton Brown looking for a hole. Evan Bourdon wraps him up and whirls him down. It'll be 3rd and 6, 3rd and 5.
Evan Bourdon came in from his outside linebacker slot to take down Colton Brown. Brings up 3rd and 5.
1 yard that time for Colton. Wide to the top is Gary and Sharp and Aiden Craig. At the bottom is Thompson, who they've been moving on jet sweeps, and Harrison Eckel. Asbell looking to pass. Manis hit him, but too late. Eckel caught it at the 15, trying to win a foot race, and maybe, I think he's short. He's down at the 1.
Down at the 1 yard line. Wow. Huge play for Heritage as Eckel was able to bring it in, reel that pass in.
Here it is, Bill. Almost hit. They almost got there in time, and just a big fly reel. Sheridan needs another stop, and they need it desperately. It's Brown, and he swarmed again, but he fights forward. Touchdown, Heritage Christian. And that might be decisive. 26-14.
Colton Brown just had 1 yard to go, and he took that handoff from Asbell and took it in.
4.5 left in this one. And how things change in 1/2 and 1 quarter.
I think so.
7th or 8th. Zach Groover, there may be a flag on the play. You see anything out there? You see any laundry on the field? Great pressure there. Skylar Tolliver was all over the quarterback. And now it looks like it's a flag against Noblesville. A hold, defensive hold. Is that what they called again?
I think so.
I haven't seen that much of that call, but they sure are. That's a couple tonight. So that wipes out the interception.
And vote against Bud. I just can't.
By the way, this long run by Lillis is being called back. A holding call whistled against the Tipton Blue Devils. You do realize Pioneer's beating their competition this year like 100 to nothing.
I do understand
right,
that.
okay.
I do understand that.
Right. I want to make sure you knew that.
I voted a little bit with my heart, not my head there, but hey, Bud's did it 9 times.
Yeah, true. I'm with you.
You know, come on.
I'm with you. It's tough to vote against a guy with his track record.
But certainly, no doubt, Pioneer fans, don't get mad at me. I still love you.
Pioneer with Jack Kaiser.
Yeah.
Who was verbally committed to Notre Dame. So that holding penalty wiped off that last play, and George Karloftis is going to wipe out this offensive play for Tipton. Karloftis with another tackle behind the line of scrimmage. We've mentioned multiple times tonight that he came in as one of the state's leaders in tackles behind the line of scrimmage. He has added to that total 3 times this evening to put him at 27.5 TFLs. There you see number 88. Speaking of Division I commits, that young man
He's
verbally
solid,
committing
isn't
to
he?
Purdue.
You guys going to have 4 good years of calling that young man's name.
And at 6'5", 264 pounds, he is college football ready.
Well, he is. And then the thing I like about him, he's big, but he's built well and he's quick.
Yes.
You love quick guys who are that big and strong.
Always tough to find those high school guys that are ready to compete at the college football Division I level.
Very difficult. Very difficult. It's a different game at the college level, regardless of what level that you play at. The guys are all big. You're big, but everybody's big,
right.
And everybody's quick.
And
so
fast, right?
Yeah, and so that's the difference. You go, well, you can dominate in high school, but when you get up to that next level, especially in the Big Ten arena, that everybody's your size and maybe even bigger and maybe a little quicker and maybe a little stronger. So it is definitely it's not just a 1-level jump. For me, it's more like a 2 or 3 level jump.
4th and 7, and Tipton is elected to punt here with their quarterback/punter, KJ Radabush. That ball bounces out of bounds on the far sideline right in front of the West Lafayette bench.
50 to the 49, and Sheridan needs to move quickly, and one player is sitting on the ground, and they're going to need a timeout, and we're going to take one too. Heritage Christian leads 27 to 14 here on Indiana SRN, where you're always in the game.
Burtner Electric Incorporated.
Championship
right,
game.
Right.
So early in the tournament, you really have the potential for some great matchups. Sometimes you have to wait, to the.
Looked like it hopped to me, but they're saying it's a catch. Let's take a look at that. See what you think here, Perry. Did he catch this? Wallace Stovall.
That slid on the.
Yeah, sure looked like it slid to me, too. So now it's 2nd and 8 as they pick up a bunch. Pick up, 17 on that play.
Yeah.
2nd and 8 from the 46. This is Hessen again with some time. Throws it to the corner and just over his receiver's head. Looked like that was Jalen Peterson out there again.
Peterson's a great receiver.
Well, you can tell they like him. They go to him a lot.
And I would. He's got good speed.
Yeah.
That was a terrible call to play before.
Yeah, it was not a catch.
Even our group next to us looked at the replay and said the same thing. So.
Yeah, some other channel here. I'm not sure where they're from.
That's right. Foreign.
Yeah, there you go. They do good work. They really do. This is the quarterback. He's going to run it. Hessen, somebody get to him. He's still spinning, gets away from Blades and moves out of bounds with a first down. Big, big play. He just kept moving. This classic, what they teach you when you're 5 years old. Keep turning those legs, keep moving. And he bounced outside and picked up a big, big first down for Avon.
I think the Millers are kind of sucking wind a little bit on defense. They've been on the field an awful lot.
Yep. Sure have. 1st and 10. Under 7 minutes to play. They're down to the 26-yard line. This is the handoff to Love. Jalen Love started falling almost before he got the football, and he loses a yard, I believe.
Tolliver and Ham on the tackles there.
No gain. So 2nd and 10. Clock is moving. 6.5 minutes to play here in the 4th quarter. All tied up, Avon and Noblesville. Great defensive showdown. We knew both teams coming in were good defensive football teams. And they've proven that tonight. Henry Hessen again. Shotgun. Jalen Love next to him. He is going to back. He's going to throw the ball. And he looked like he got Peterson. Yep, catch Jalen Peterson down inside the 20-yard line.
That's a good matchup over there between Peterson and Groover.
Yep. Not a first down, though, just shy of it. So it's 3rd and 2. 3rd and 2. This might be 4-down territory, I think. Their kicker had trouble last time.
Yeah, well, twice. You know,
yeah. So you would think they got to get them stopped twice here. 3rd and 2. Again, Hessen, shotgun, Jalen Love next to him. Quarterback calls his own number and gets the first down. First down, Avon.
You know, Hessen, he's a strong young man. I mean, he's, just basically 6'1", 193. We talked about it earlier. I mean, he's a load.
He is. Has a knack for just kind of finding the spot, where to go. He does a good job. Now, his offensive line is
also
big.
a very good
Yeah, they're
line
very good.
Too.
They really, really are big up front. It would have been kind of fun to see Samson James tonight, but in a way I'm glad we didn't.
Yeah.
He's a kid that's going to IU, rated as 7th best running back in the nation, is not playing tonight. Avon, across the middle, incomplete. So
that
close.
makes it 2nd and 10.
2nd and 10. Avon with the football at the 15. Defense calling on that Miller defense one more time. Hessen's your quarterback. Still, the running back is Jalen Love.
Love's unbelievable to be 5'3" and 150 pounds.
That's him with the football. He's through the middle and picks up a big gain. Big gainer. He's just, he tucks in behind that big 300-pound guy and a couple of those offensive linemen. I mean, let's give a shout-out to those guys up front for Avon. Their offense is, they got Blake Fisher. He goes 6'6", 303. Then Kyle Neasy. Luke Martindale's their center. DJ Bowles is 6'3", 280. You got another kid, Addison Batten, who's 6'4", 298.
That's a big line up there.
They eat well.
Yeah.
3rd and 3. He's looking to pass, and the ball is just over the head. And really, I thought the receiver should have had that one, just missed it. Jalen Peterson doesn't miss very many, but he did that time. So they will bring in the field goal, looks like. So the defense holds, keeps Avon out of the end zone, and now they're on to kick. Nick Bandy is their kicker from 25. Oh, I thought it was tipped, but it's no good. It was. Something happened up front, just missed it. Good job by the defense, the special teams.
They've been all over the place.
So we're under now. They're winding the clock. So he didn't make it to the out of bounds marker.
Delp dropped the ball! And it's recovered by Heritage Christian!
Oh, my God.
And that will do it.
For the final 2 minutes and 45 seconds.
Well, the game I really look at on this West Lafayette schedule is that win over Lafayette Jeff, a 6A ball club, and beat them by 9. And West Lafayette Jeff that's the only loss they have.
Yeah, right. They've had a wonderful season. You're exactly right. That was the first game of the year, West Lafayette winning that game. Played at West Lafayette. And that was a big game. And I know we even talked about that in week 1 because those two teams had not played in a number of years. It was a huge deal that West Lafayette was going to play Lafayette Jeff in football.
Well, and let's talk about Tipton for a second. They had a really nice win over Western last week by 3, who's 6-2, and a lot of people think will make some serious noise in 4A as well. So they came in off of a high off that win off of Western last week.
Edwards keeping, falling forward. Will not have enough for a first down. The clock will continue to run as we move to 1:45 remaining in the game. West Lafayette will move to 9-0. And Tipton will fall to 8-1.
Rob, I've always kind of felt like football, especially high school football, is a game of many games, and especially for a team.
Jaden Barrett.
Now that was a good hit.
It was a good hit. One of the harder hits we've had all night. There hasn't really been a whole lot of big-time hits, just a lot of loose balls, a lot of fumbles. But now it's 3rd and 1. See, I think I ought to run the football there. But here we go. We'll see what we can get here.
Here comes Blades in the game. There'll be something happening here. They're going to try to get the ball to Wyatt Blades, no doubt about it.
You need a first down. It's 3rd and 1. Rimmel dropping back. And got to be a flag. Got to be. There it comes.
There it is.
There's your
I
flag.
was going to say, he was holding him back.
He sure was. The one close official there did not do anything, and then the guy in the back judge said, nope, I see the flag.
I mean,
you got to get a better angle at
yeah.
it. Yep, better look from back there, and there comes the flag right there. So take them any way you can get them. That'll be a first down for the Millers. Another defensive holding. First down.
4:12 left to go in the 4th quarter. We're still tied at 7-7.
Yep. Been a fun football team to watch this year. It's hard for me sometimes. I look out there and I see, Joe Hillman wearing number 16. I think that ought to be Will Hampton or John.
That's
right. But Joe's a good fullback. Did not use the fullback very much tonight. They haven't. Now Grant, he's going to pass. He's got a guy downfield.
Oh.
Right there's Groover, and they're holding on to him again. Okay, take off my Homer hat. Of course, right now, everything's a flag on them, right?
Yeah.
At least that's the way you feel.
Did he jump too soon?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know. He just missed it. Hand got in there, I think. Good defensive effort. So now 2nd and 10. But, hey, it's open. If that ball gets there just a little faster, I think he makes the play. Grant Grimmel, again, another pass play, and he's got Wyatt Blades. Wyatt Blades in at receiver. Normally one of the staunch defensive players on this team, putting on the receiver hat that time and
when you talk about
yards.
Jenick and you talk about Blades, I mean, they're competitors, man. They're gonna go after it.
Well, that's one thing I love about Coach Roden is he'll pull a guy off anywhere and say, hey, go do this because we need you right now.
Yeah.
You're going to play this position.
You're in the moment,
Yeah. Big play, 3rd and 4. 4 minutes, 2 seconds to go here in the 4th quarter. Tie game 7-7. Grimmel drops back, gets a little more time, got a lot of time. Now there's some pressure on him.
He's got to get rid of it.
He just didn't. He's got to throw that ball away. Got to put that out in the 3rd row. Just couldn't. Guy was on top of him pretty fast. That hurts. Good protection, and then he just broke free.
He had some time there.
Yep,
I mean,
did.
that's more on him than it is on that line that time.
And the receivers. Receivers have to get open. If he's got that much time, someone's got to get open. So Jack again to punt. Jack Knight.
Oh, that's a boomer.
Here's one we've been waiting on. Nice catch.
Oh, that's not a good catch.
Jalen Peterson, though, can turn it up the field, and he does. He's across the 40. just inside the 50, almost to midfield. Jalen Peterson, that was not, you're right, not a good catch, not a play that you normally make, but he went back, got it, and then turned it into a big gain. There is a flag. There is a flag on the field here in Noblesville. Been a lot of them tonight. How many field goals has Avon missed? 3? Has it been 3 misses?
Yes.
So we're waiting for the call. Holding on Avon on the return. So they'll back up that return. That'll start them in a little deeper hole. Looks like they're going to get it around the 25. 26, calling it the 26, first down. 3 minutes, 10 seconds to go here in the fourth quarter. Avon football, the defense on the field one more time for Noblesville. Trying to get one more stop in this game. Rainy, chilly night, but the rain has stopped. And here's some pressure across the middle. Got his man. He's still on his feet, still moving. That's Wallace Stovall. That was a nice catch.
Yeah, it was.
So Wallace Stovall picks up the big gainer for Avon.
Once again, Hessen has plenty of time to throw. And he's got his receiver there, and it just
gets away from Wyatt first, but he ends up going back to about where he was, you know, right there about the same spot where he caught the football. Under 3 minutes in the fourth quarter, tied 7-7. Henry Hessen.
Back to throw, big one. There's a big one. He's wide open.
He's wide open and overthrows him. Jalen Peterson was wide open, and nobody was near him. Big, deep sigh of relief for the Noblesville fans. He really got open, didn't he? My goodness.
Oh, my God. He was wide.
If he takes anything off of that at all, that's a touchdown. Yeah. He just needed to back off just a little, and it's gone. But we'll take that. 2:38 to go, fourth quarter. Avon with the football. 2nd and 10 from the 43. Across the middle, got his man again. Again, that's Stovall.
They got him moving. Hessen again got time, throws across the middle there.
So they're moving the
Great
football.
timing right there by Avon
Sure
on
was.
that pass. This is a good, you know, by far the best offensive.
Yeah, they moved the ball the last 2 times pretty well. Defense held, forced the field goal. I'm sure Avon's thinking, okay, we're not thinking field goal this time. They want to get in the end zone.
There's Hessen on the
Hessen
run.
moving again and slides.
Probably pretty close to a first down, if not a first down.
To me, it looks like
no,
he slid early.
Yeah.
He slid early, and so.
And they got it too. The referees did a good job.
Yeah, they did. So now it's 2nd and about 3 is what we're looking at. Short 3. Hessen, he's a dangerous guy. He can just take off sometimes, and that's been a bit of a problem tonight. Hessen in the shotgun.
He's a good quarterback, especially for a sophomore.
Yeah, he really is. This is Jalen Love, and he's got a
gone.
hole, and he is breaking it down inside about the 10-yard line. He just disappears is what he does.
Yeah,
it's just
he
hard
does.
to find. Good running back. He's like I said, he's the 4th different running back I think they've used tonight.
But probably the best of the 4.
Yeah.
I mean, really.
Seems like he's got the most speed.
And he's so low to the ground there. I mean, you can't always see him.
Great football game tonight by the Miller defense, but their backs are against the wall here. 1st and 10, the 11-yard line. 1:07 to play.
So they can get another first down before.
Here's Jalen again. Jalen Love picks up more. He just always gets positive yards, doesn't he?
Yeah. He gets up the field. Timeout, I think.
Yeah.
Well, let's thank our sponsors. Smith's Jewelers has been serving Hamilton County, including Noblesville, Fishers, Westfield, and Carmel for over 65 years. Many jewelry stores have come and gone, yet Smith's remains. If one were to ask how and why, the answer would be our outstanding jewelry selection and customer service. The knowledgeable staff at Smith's Jewelers is eager to give our customers a memorable, positive experience. You can contact them at 317-773-3383.
My wedding anniversary is next week. You think I ought to go to Smith's Jewelers?
Yeah, you should. Go in
Becky
there
would
and tell
appreciate
them.
that.
That's right.
Do I get the Perry Williams discount?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, pull that in there. That'll work.
They do a great job. Great,
They do.
Great
That's a
stock.
great-
I tell you what they do a lot that people don't even think of is the repair.
Yeah.
You can take something in there that's
they
broken.
Can fix just about anything.
Yeah, that's.
Or if they can't, there's no one that can.
Yeah.
If they can't, no one can.
Yep. So 53 seconds, 2nd and 6. Jalen Love has had 2 really nice back-to-back runs for Avon.
Yeah.
And the Millers have to keep them in the end zone, of
I
course.
would say they're probably going to hammer again.
They're going to try. I'd be shocked if they settled for trying to kick a field goal. I would give it.
No, they'll go for it.
Quarterback might run the football again here. They've got 2 timeouts left, so they've got time. He's going to throw the football, and it's a touchdown. Wallace Stovall, touchdown. Nice play.
Yeah, it was. It was.
Just
good,
a nice
good
play.
drive, too. I mean,
Yeah.
the whole drive was outstanding for them.
Strong drive. And they just move the football, running the football, throwing a good mix of pass and run, and finally it's their quarterback, Henry Hessen, to one of their receivers, Wallace Stovall, for the touchdown. And Avon takes the lead with 49 seconds to play.
Still a lot of time, man.
Well, I need a big return.
Yeah.
Got to figure out a way to get the ball down the field. Extra point that one's good, so that gives them a 7-point lead. But, defense, Miller defense, do not shake your head. You did a heck of a job tonight. This is, like I said, I think they came in averaging, 31 points a game, I think
so.
it was.
It
was at the 31 points a game, and they're held to 14 right now. So, and forcing turnovers.
Yeah,
defense
you're probably
played well.
right about 31 points because Brownsburg held them to 7 and everything else. And Westfield, so everything else they.
31.38. I finally found my stat I was looking for. And their defense was giving up 15.13.
Which is about the same as
Yep. Well, yeah, and the Millers are right there at that same number. But 15.50 is what the Millers were given. So Millers are under their average, too, only giving up 14 tonight. Overall, I think just a fabulous, tough football game. Millers have really improved this year. This is a football team that who knows, could go in and shock the world and win that darn sectional. It's Westfield and Carmel in the top half of the bracket coming up in 2 weeks. And of course, the Millers go to Lafayette Jeff. Lafayette Jeff is a good team. I think they're 7-1 going into tonight. But look at who they've played. A lot of 5A and 4A teams. They've not played the 6A schedule that the Noblesville Millers have played. So
Let's keep in mind tomorrow at Hamilton County TV will be at Westfield for the volleyball sectional, the semifinals and finals.
This is 2A, right? 2A. Rumbling to the middle of the field, gets hit, and finally gets racked up and gone. Down to about the 17, 18-yard line is where they'll start the offense. And, of course, they'll be moving fast, trying to get down the field as quick as they can. With the quarterback, Grant Grimmel, in charge with 44 seconds to play. Noseville has 2 timeouts left. Going to have to go a long way, but they just have had just no offense all night. So it's a tough order of business here. But, there's always now.
Will, what times those volleyball games start tomorrow? First game starts at 11 on the volleyball section tomorrow. And and the second
Here's
one.
what I like. Jack Knight is out there as receiver. The punter kicker, Jack Knight.
Yeah, he's got good
Plays
speed
4.3. I think he runs a 4.340. He's the fastest guy on the team, I think.
Yes.
So go downfield, Jack, and get it to him. He's got to get away from the rush. Got to throw the ball now. Throw it. He's got it downfield. Ball is caught by Jack Knight.
Jack Knight.
Jack Knight gets it at about the 45-yard line. Call timeout. You got 2 of them.
Oh,
maybe,
dear.
I don't know.
How exciting is that, huh? Jack Knight.
Are they calling is there a flag? There is a flag down at about the 20-yard line. They may have roughed the passer. They may have roughed him. I didn't see. I was watching the ball.
that speed of Jack Knight, he just blew right by
well,
him.
You see, he was way downfield.
Yeah.
If Grant could have set his feet, that would have been a touchdown because he was wide open.
I think it is roughing the kicker. I mean, roughing the passer.
Yep, it is. So they get 15 more yards in addition. My son Will has been talking all year, put Jack Knight in there at receiver. He called it from his dorm room at Ball State.
It definitely has brought the Noblesville crowd alive, if nothing else.
So they're moving down the field. They're all the way to the 20. Where's it marked?
30.
30, right at the 30. First, clock is running. Why is the clock running? Clock should not be running. Was a catch, but the flag should stop the clock, right?
Yeah.
Until he blows the whistle. Until he's got to restart it. So they're going to put more time back on the clock here. I can't tell what he's saying, but they're going to put more time. The clock does start running when he signals it because he caught the ball, right? I think the flag just stops until they signal
37 seconds, I think, is where it should be.
This is where you wish the
There it is, 37 seconds.
Okay, 37
Officials weren't
seconds.
ready.
Yeah.
They were going.
37
the Millers
seconds.
want to score here.
Now, shouldn't it start right there? No. Yeah, there it goes.
There it
okay,
goes.
there goes the clock. So they got to get up there and be ready. Let's go. 31 seconds. Grimmel, back to pass. Got some pressure on him, in trouble, and sack. Call timeout. Right now, timeout. 25 seconds go. There they call the timeout. Yeah, I mean, I've watched Grant now for a couple of seasons, and I know they were on him. They were on him in a hurry here. You can't blame him here. But he's got it right here when he sees it breaking down. Zip it. Get rid of the ball. Throw it out there. Throw it out there to the Avon cheerleaders. You know, I'm not sure they have cheerleaders here, do they? No, they don't. Sorry. Oh yeah,
they do down there.
They're the other way.
Because now, we're instead of 31, we're at 41.
Yeah.
Okay.
We got to get in the end zone. Jack Knight deep. Somebody throw. Just go. Tell Jack to run a post.
Maybe we let Jack Knight throw the ball.
I think just let him take off.
Yeah. But that offensive line has got to give Grant a little bit of time there.
They do. Got to give him more time, and he's also got to get rid of it.
But you got to be amazed by Coach Roden. I mean, he'll take it. I mean, how many coaches would bring your punter kicker in the ball game?
Well, ever since the game was at Franklin Central where he scored all 10 of the points. The kickers got a field goal, a touchdown, and an extra point. Okay, offensive line, step up, give him some time. Nope, they're on him again. Now he's got something. Wing it. Downfield, who's he got? Oh, almost picked off. Groover was there. The ball just didn't get to him.
There was a lot of bumping.
Yep, a
lot of bumping.
See, Groover was kind of open right there, but the ball just doesn't get there.
They were bumping Jack Knight quite a bit there coming down that field.
Yeah, they should have called interference because Jack Knight was knocked down. The ball wasn't even thrown yet. They knocked him downfield.
There's a case, if Grimmel hadn't lost that 10 yards, he could have made that throw.
Yeah.
41 yards.
Well, they don't need to go. To me, they don't need to go all the way in the end zone here. Just pick up
timeout.
20. There we go. Ooh, that hurts. Having to use that's their last timeout. Yeah. Last timeout, 3rd and 19. You almost kind of hate. I'm never going to second guess a coach because I don't know what I'm talking about when it comes to coaching. They know a lot more about it. But I always kind of wonder why do they try to get 40 when you only need 20? That makes me think, and that's what I'm paid to do, right? To think. Yeah. Because I sure can't coach. Well, it's been an entertaining game. That's one thing about this Miller team and this program. They're building towards it. I really appreciate the fans that were out here tonight. There's a chance there could be another. There could be another game here, right?
Yeah, if they win the first round and Carmel wins, Carmel would come here.
Yeah, and that would be the second week, which would be like right around the 1st of November, right?
Right.
Because the game, remember, folks, no game next Friday. The 6A gets an entire bye. The entire 6A gets a bye.
Yeah, because there's only 32 of them.
Yeah, and so they get a week off, and then they all play on the 26th, I think, is the Friday where they all play.
I think there's 32, and I think there's 26 in this area.
Road trip to Lafayette to watch the Millers take on Lafayette, Jeff. But let's take care of business here. 16.6, 3rd and 19. Around the 40-yard line. There's the pressure again. Oh, he just can't get rid. There's just no way he can get rid of it there, and there's no more timeout, so that'll pretty much tick it down. That'll end it. Great effort. Great job by the defense tonight. But that'll do it tonight as Noblesville falls to Avon 14-7. Another fantastic effort by the defense. And